Hello there, folks. And yeah, I forgot to push the live button. So I was here jaw jacking with Fabio, showing some books and stuff like the Canon Film Guide. And I was just spitting a bit of the bullet with Fabio while some people get in. This is a paid request for Frame by Frame, who wanted us to watch Sneakerella, which I had never heard of this film before. And as Fabio was mentioned as we were starting, it's 2 hours long. Which is I why the hell any movie with Sneakerella in the title needs to be 2 hours long? I have no idea already. But just to say hi to people first off who coming in. Hello to all. Hello Flash Flex. Hope you're doing well. Those may be the sequels. Who knows? It's Disney though. They'll do whatever they want. Hello there, Bobby. Yo, Bobby. Old Curly Jaws, hope you're doing well. Nope, haven't seen it.
Again, fuck the mouse.
Hey, Steven. Hello there, Kyle. Hope you're doing well. Hey there, Fabi, 2JC. So, yeah, we're just getting ready to start. Hey there, Jeremy. And had you heard of this movie ever before? You mentioned before, but for the people watching.
I didn't hear about it until we got the request for it.
Yeah, so
I just did a quick little search on it, and I'm like, oh, it's Disney Plus. I'm sure it will be terrible. But apparently it's gotten positive reviews.
Of course, there's always fabulous reviews, always.
Yesterday, it rained for a while yesterday, but I was asleep. And then it's supposed to start, I think, about now and then rain all night. So, yeah, we've been getting hit with a lot of rain lately, which is not bad. I mean, it's not a bad thing.
Very cool. I'm trying to hold this damn wire because these headphones are so heavy. They make every time I move, it makes a so trying to hold this so it don't freaking do it. But I guess we're going to get started, you know. The faster we start in, the faster this movie will end. So
Flash Flex, it depends on the exchange rate.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
It depends on the exchange rate. Because if you send like $1 in, yeah, it's the exchange rate and the amount that you send. If it's anything like under $1, you keep all of it. But after that, PayPal, of course, gets their cut, like always. It's just how it works. I mean, unless you like mail the money to me, I don't keep all of it usually. It's just the way that it goes.
Oh, trust me, we'd rather be watching Sudden Death than whatever the hell we're normally watching.
That's actually a good movie.
Yeah. Despite, Van Damme's issues, so sadly there were a lot of fight doubles. But it is a good movie. Powers Booth, rest in peace, good sir.
Yeah, I think he was still putting the candy up his nose at the time, so to speak.
Yeah, but it's still better than this. I already know already.
Yeah,
so
from what I heard from various people, that definitely affected shooting a lot of those movies. So, because I know Brian Thompson said when they did Lionheart, there was like one day where Van Damme just refused to come out of his trailer. And they're like, oh, he's sick. He's sick. He wasn't actually sick. He was coked out of his mind. Because I think that's around the time he started to do the joke game. There's more than one. There's a couple back there.
Trust me, Bret Hart is better than this movie already.
Yeah. Even the stuff that Bret Hart acted in, even though his acting wasn't that good. Well, certain things that he was in, the acting wasn't that good, but
what all did he act in? I know there was an episode of, was it Western?
Yeah, Lonesome Dove. He was in a bunch of those. He was actually not bad in that. And then he was on The Simpsons. And then he was on the Lorenzo Lamas show, The Immortal, which was basically a ripoff of Highlander. And he was I'm not going to lie, he was pretty bad in that. But I think the reason for that was because they filmed that like right after Goldberg kicked him in the head. So he had like 4 concussions he was dealing with and stuff like that. So you can't blame it entirely on the performance.
Gotcha.
And then apparently, like I heard a rumor that he was in Natural Born Killers, but they cut his scenes out. But he never talks about that. Like in his book, if you read one wrestling book, his is the one to read. He never talked about that in his book, so I don't know how true that is.
Damn, I wonder what role he was playing.
He was one of the prisoners, from what I heard. Like towards the end of the movie, but I've never seen a picture. I've never heard him talk about it. So again, I don't know how true that is.
That would have been interesting.
I like that. Goldust can kick Bret Hart. Well, I mean, him and Goldust had a lot of great matches together.
All right. So, hello, everyone. Hello, Steven. And we pretty much we've seen their frame by frame would stop by, but I mean, we can't wait forever. So, ready when you are.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's get this over with.
All right, we are paused at the beginning, and we're going to count down. We're going to do like a little bit of Lethal Weapon style. 3, 2, 1, press play. We'll do 3, 2, 1, pressing play. Sneakerella right off the get-go. Cheap ass title. Disney for the bunhole.
Come on, it froze already.
Okay, wait, let me pause.
No, I got it. We're good.
Okay.
Is it 3, 2, 1, go, or 3, 2, go, and then 1? Never gets old.
So we're overseeing the city.
And it's all CG.
And a store which is called Sneakers. Well, I guess that's not the name of the store, but...
Yeah, we did a split screen today without CGI.
That was like paper birds carrying a sneaker.
The fuck?
Paper birds are carrying a sneaker, like in Cinderella where the birds are carrying.
Well, apparently this is a remake of Cinderella.
Yeah, I know, but the whole idea is stupid. Maybe if it was Butterloo shrimp back in the day. In 89, maybe do some of those moves, then maybe it could work, but this is like
I can film all this. This is not hard. This is all like a gimbal or a handheld shot. Oh, hey there, frame. They're singing.
Yeah, hey there, frame by frame. We've started. If you're watching frame by frame, we're about a minute and 40 some seconds in. The guy's dancing with bubbles.
You almost said an hour. I wish it was an hour and it would be over.
Now all his reflections are in the bubbles. I don't know how many people just lying on the dirty ass sidewalk. Just they ain't no sidewalk that clean.
Well, it's Disney, so they're they can get away with it.
And hey, when you're on crutches, you always dance, right? You always dance when you're on crutches.
But yeah, I always, whenever I have crutches, that's what I do.
It is garbage. It's a paid request from Frame by Frame, and it is garbage. So you're right on that. But it's a paid request from Frame by Frame. Thank you once again. This guy dancing with his sneakers. Surprise wasn't a co-sponsor with Nike.
Brought to you by Nike.
Or what was that shoe and iRobot?
Yeah. Or Back to the Future, the power laces.
There you go. That's actually be pretty cool.
I mean, they had them a couple of years ago, but they were like $10,000 a piece.
Yeah, that Joe Pesci t-shirt is pretty cool.
Thank you.
There you go. How would you rate the direction so far?
Well, I mean, it is well shot.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. And again, hello to everyone coming in. Again, for people just coming in.
Paulie wants to know, do I like Doug Walker? No, I do not. Fuck that dude.
Hello there, Skyler.
Are any of you good at art? No, I can't even draw a straight line.
Hello there, LBT. Now he's dancing on the rooftop with a bunch of birds. I mean,
What is this, West Side Story?
now he's dancing in the air. I mean, if shoes make you dance in the air, they'd probably be just as expensive as they are now.
Favorite Beverly Hills Cop would be the second one.
I mean, I've heard of dancing on the ceiling, but not dancing on the
What is this, ABBA?
white play.
I like this comment. Sneakerella is racist and cringe as a black woman. Well, there you have it. I'm not an up-and-coming director, but I mean, again, it is well shot so far. It's not terrible looking. But just because a movie is shot well doesn't mean it's a good movie. It just looks good.
Well, see, this is made because black people like sneakers. That's what I've learned. I guess.
So, yeah, I mean,
no one
that's
else
not
likes sneakers.
that's not a stereotype at all.
Right? Even my computer's telling me to shut up. My computer's mad at this movie already.
And he's in it.
Fucking hell.
Oh, impressive.
Fuck is this guy breaking all his shit for? He's the dumb white guy?
No. Promise not to use green screen. Actually, we're doing that later this week. We're learning how to use green screen.
You know, what's that? Watermelon Ella? Watermelon
Yeah. I watched that. I like how they were trying to cancel what the hell is it? American Pie a couple years ago because they said there was no white people. I'm like, well, remake it and have Samuel L. Jackson in the Eugene Levy role, and I'll watch it.
Oh, you mean because there's no black people?
Yeah,
You said there's no white people.
I did.
Yeah.
Whoops. Sorry.
They try to tell you there's no white people. I'm like,
I'm sorry. My bad.
there's no white people. They'd be stupid enough to say that. They just make stuff up.
I know, but I want to see the black version with Samuel L. Jackson as Jim's
Eugene
dad.
Levy.
Yeah, I'll watch that version.
I'm tired of these motherfucking dicks and my motherfucking pies.
Imagine paying for Disney Plus and this is the content you get. What's wrong with people? Because they're blinded by the goggles. Oh, it's Disney. We have to watch it. No, you really don't. You really don't. CM Punk has turned into a woke social justice crybaby. Yeah, fuck him. He was always a loser anyway. Page Master Harry Potter. Page Master. Duh. Por favor. Yeah, what's next? Fried chicken, Norella? Yeah, regular, extra crispy. I don't know why that happened. Oh, they suit me. So someone thought that it was a good idea to center a whole movie around fucking sneakers. Awesome. My favorite Die Hard is With a Vengeance.
Well, they can't be too bad. They can afford all these damn brand new sneakers. Not a speck of dirt on any of them. They could just sneakers are like part of a house payment now.
I love this comment. Whoever made this movie should be slapped hard. As a black guy myself, I demand an all-white cast reboot of The Color Purple starring Nicolas Cage. Oh, that is hilarious.
But is that the craziest thing? Is that Disney looks so down on supposedly the people they're making it for don't like it. like this
because
man here is Sonic.
because the audiences don't want to see that. The true audience, the 5 people that actually watch this who actually care about it, but 99% of the audience don't care about your pandering. They want to be entertained.
I'm gonna keep that comment up.
I love seeing CM Punk get sacrificed to the MMA gods. Yeah. Oh, oh, that's great. No soul food, Chinese food. I am no punk bitch. They should have had Chris Tucker. I might enjoy it more. I always liked Goldust as a wrestler. He was always underrated. I like this one, Menace to Society, starring John Travolta and Nicolas Cage. I'm there.
Yeah, so they would be stupid. Well, they're stupid
Aiden,
on
I
everything.
like this. Aiden's last name. So, what is this movie about? Apparently, it's about shoes.
Cinderella, but with sneakers. As stupid as that sounds, what's next? Bambi, but Steven Seagal was Bambi.
I'll watch that.
Great.
I thought that was Steven Seagal. You said Steven Seagal, and I thought you whispered something, and it's in the movie. I have not seen Doctor Strange in the multiverse of my asshole yet. Why would I want to watch
Fuck is
that?
he doing?
He's powering up.
He's putting fingerprints on shoes and drawing a turd. Is it Amber Turd?
Kids, kids do that.
He drew Amber Turd on a shoe, and now it disappears. So now they're schizo. They're seeing things that ain't there. So this is the story of 2 schizos.
I like this comment. Big Booty Rella. That's a different kind of movie. I think they already made that. CM Punk asked white people to shut up. No, you're white. I love all these stupid white people. All right, white people. Motherfucker, you're white. Like, you realize that, right? Like, you realize how stupid you sound? I can do that.
Fucking ugly ass shoes too.
Put me in a movie. I can make noises like that.
Ugly ass shoes.
Uh-oh, we got a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Bobby.
Yes.
Yes, I saw it in the theater. Loved it. Did you see it in the theater?
I did not. Unfortunately. This has 100% Rotten Tomato score and a 53% audience score. I'm surprised the audience score was that high.
Yeah, I know Framer by me slapped her. I mean, I was just slap her across the face.
Audiences have been dumbed down. It's so much. It's pathetic. You're not wrong.
Yeah, he slapped his hand on it. Slap it on her ass.
I heard in the 90s, LGBTQRSTUV activists tried to cancel him for being an offensive representation of gays. Well, there was no LGBTQRS activists in the 90s because it didn't exist. But yeah, people got mad because Goldust was supposedly gay back in the day. It was just a character. It wasn't real.
Yeah, this is the secret backstory of Will Smith.
Now it makes sense.
Now it makes sense. He's slapping shoes. He's slapping comedians. He's slapping his banker. He's slapping.
Keep your shoes out my mouth.
That's why he had the big shoe fetish and iRobot. You know, this is my childhood. The sneakers.
Yeah, man.
Fresh Prince of Pump Air.
Did she just say I want to lick them?
They're fetishes.
People are stupid.
Was it? I mean, Tarantino has a foot fetish. This girl has a sneaker fetish.
My favorite John Waters movie is definitely Crybaby.
The positive reviews from critics keep mentioning the gender swapping and switching. Of course, just the jerk off and the
to jerk off the 3 people that actually care about that.
Fucking brownie points. It is special, y'all. Special.
Isn't that special? Calling everything racist causes true instances of racism to fall on deaf ears. Exactly. The word racism doesn't mean anything anymore.
All the shoes in this movie are ugly. Yeah, I mean, they're not even good-looking shoes. Shoes in Back to the Future 2, those were good-looking shoes, not this.
Power laces on.
With the power glove.
Yeah. I want the jacket. I want the auto drying jacket that he had in the movie.
Frame, do you like the film's color palette? I mean, it's weird.
I mean, all it is incandescent. It's just an incandescent blue filter. That's all it is.
Yeah, it doesn't. It feels.
All they
like,
did was
yeah.
put the lighting settings on incandescent white light. That's all that is.
Mm.
And obviously they're outdoors, so they tried to use as much natural lighting as they could, but there's definitely a little bit of studio lights in there because you could see the reflection of the lights in their eyes. But yeah, I mean, I know how to shoot this. Like, they're not doing anything special here. Like, this is not hard to do.
So can you answer me this? Why is it because of filming digital, or is it because they're just used to filming this way? Because you look at films back to the day, were they really shooting like that? If it looks more natural, or looks, oh, the colors seem stronger, or they just.
Well, it's a little bit of both. It does have to do with digital, because with digital cameras, you can obviously do the color grading in camera. You don't have to do it in post production. But yeah, also because they shot everything on film back in the day, film has a different look than digital. So that's why it looked more natural. And also, everything back then was all studio lighting, even if it was filmed outdoors, because that's just how the cameras were back then. But I mean, now you can get pretty close with digital to how the old movies looked, but nothing is better than film. There's just something about film, especially 35 millimeter. But yeah, I mean, color grading, it's pretty, like my camera, it's upstairs that I have for the class. I can do all the color grading in camera. I can do all this on my camera. It's not difficult. But yeah, it's because everything's digital now, and it's less post-production work for the color grading. You just put it on a neutral or a flat density, and then you put a density filter on the camera because you're filming outside, and it's pretty easy.
Yes, he does have a channel. Yeah. Fabio's channel is the Italian Stallion 51, all in one go.
Favorite Tom Selleck movie is, of course, Runaway.
But yeah, that's another thing you mentioned, like, on film. It's like with the older movies, they can get better in HD than newer films because you can't do any more with newer films. But an older film, maybe because the film itself, you get more detail and to clean it up, or I don't know the intricacies of that. But
no, you're right. I mean, there's so many videos here on YouTube where people compare and contrast. Like, a movie that comes out now is shot in 4K. But if you take an older movie that was not shot in 4K, you have more play with it in post production, and it will look, I don't know, it depends on the age of the print and stuff like that, but it can look pretty damn close today compared to a movie that came out today. And there's more wiggle room because back then you had to edit the film. Like, now it's just a composite, it's just digital. Like, you're not actually editing a film anymore. You know, you actually had to cut the film back in the day, and it does, again, there's nothing better than a film print. But they look better because, you know, again, there's more wiggle room in editing of the old stuff. I mean, now, of course, they transfer everything to digital when they do it now, but it just looks better because you can take all the scratches out and the grain, and stuff that comes out now doesn't have that. It doesn't have scratches. It doesn't have grain because you can do it all in the camera now. Favorite movies with The Rock, Walking Tall remake and The Rundown, and Doom, I would say would be my favorites. Doom's actually getting a 4K, which is pretty cool.
yeah, that was a stupid line. Once I slip on that sneaker, I tell a real story. What? The story of a bubblegum fucking a dirty sneaker? That's what the film looks like. Ridiculous.
Oh, they're going to start dancing again.
That's all been done with the entire movie, dancing. There's been no story, just dancing.
This kid was in It.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was in the It remake.
Thought you looked familiar. Okay.
Frame
Uh,
by frame, yes, they still use studio lights in film, but it's kind of an afterthought now because you can do everything, pretty much everything in a camera now. I mean, I could take my camera and I can go outside in broad daylight and it can look perfect because all I have to do is adjust the settings on it. I don't need lights during the day to make it look perfect. We have advanced so far in technology. Like, again, this stuff, there's definitely lights. They're definitely using studio lights, but not as much as they need to. Again, the older films, you had to light everything. Now, I mean, they still use it, but it's not as much as it was because you can do it all in your camera now.
yeah, the music is so good, my ears are ready to bleed.
Yes. That's why I put the earphone on the bed ear. So
How long we been on? About 26 or
26
so.
minutes.
Yeah.
It is a Joe Pesci shirt, Tito. What Blu-ray did I own that's worse than the DVD? The original Blu-ray release of Fast Times Ridgemont High looks terrible.
Oh my god.
On 35 millimeter, you can scan it up to 8K. That is true. But you don't need 8K for a movie that was made in the 80s.
What the fuck? I'm just tired. I'm tired of all of this stupid shit.
Ah,
I know it's all
there's nothing
subjective.
better.
I want better fucking movies, but just like someone says, quantity over quality. We just push the shit out, get a few eyes on it, keep going. Don't care if it's good or not.
Well, for exposure frame by frame, that's your ISO. If you turn your ISO up, the picture gets brighter. So that would be what you're asking.
There are still some good films. Well, I mean, yeah, but you gotta get lucky to find them. Just melt every fucking thing they have until it's dust. It's
Yep.
beyond dust.
I know he asked you this, but thoughts on Alec Baldwin's new movie continuing getting made? No, it shouldn't be. It should not be finished.
Hollywood has a mind they quickly forget.
Yep. What's worse nowadays, music or movies? Both. I would say movies are worse because at least there's still, bands like Iron Maiden who's going out there and still putting out music and touring and stuff. It's water. How does it feel great? Oh my god, I can't get my hair wet. It's bullshit that Isobar was canceled. I agree.
Actually, I think Rescue Rangers would be like one of the only interesting movies, despite Seth Rogen's dumbass in it.
Who does he play in it?
He's thankfully not one of the main characters.
Okay.
They're making fun of like the Beowulf stuff, like that weird. Remember, it's human, but it's CGI.
Oh, the Robert Zemeckis one?
Yeah, the Zemeckis one. I think that because here's the thing, I'm not going to say every single one of them films such. I just think 99% of them suck, but I think one is going to squeak by. I think
There's
it'll at
always
least,
one.
yeah,
There's always one.
and it'll be better than this.
So
You
many
know,
Cinderella movies coming out recently. Yeah, I know. Like,
kid puts a lightning bolt. What do you think you are, the Flash?
I
Well,
love Coneheads.
they do Valhalla. I liked a lot of them. The new one looks cool. I like that someone mentioned it. Tom Cruise doing his practical stunts. Yeah, I don't care for the Scientology stuff, but I think he's a good actor. I think he puts his balls out there on the line, and I appreciate that. I liked a lot of them. I liked Fallout. That was the last one. I think it could be fun. Is there one
Worst,
I don't? Yeah, go ahead.
worst. Oh, I'm sorry. Worst Marvel Universe film, Captain Marvel. If you the higher your ISO goes, the more grainy your image is going to be, which is why you use lighting to put it at a lower ISO and it still brightens the picture up using the natural light. Unless you want it to look really grainy, unless you want it like a grindhouse movie or something. But most of that stuff is done in post anyway. Most of that they don't do in camera. Why do people keep relying so much on making franchises? Because their mentality is, let's make 20 of these movies so people can keep seeing them. Like every movie nowadays, they want a franchise or whatever, but it doesn't work that way. They just want sequel after sequel. Like what was November Man with Pierce Brosnan. They're like, yeah, like if this movie does well, we're gonna have a trilogy. It's like, but the first one's not even out yet. So how did you know? And then of course it didn't do well, so they didn't make any more. Blade 1 and 2 were great movies. Fuck Blade Trinity.
That does look like a fucking wig. Now that I see it up
It
close.
probably is a wig.
Someone mentioned in the chat it was a wig, and I'm like, that does look like a wig. It's steered and it's stage fright.
Fuck
on
Alec
his head.
Baldwin. Alec Baldwin should be in jail.
Put Alec Baldwin in this.
Yeah. He'll probably shoot somebody.
He'll shoot the sneakers.
Days of Megadeth and Metallica are done for. Not really, because Megadeth's doing a new album and they're going on tour, and Metallica's going on tour this summer. So I don't think they're going anywhere. Why doesn't Alec Baldwin try a different project? How about Alec Baldwin goes to jail for murdering someone? How about that? If I was an executive of a major studio, what unmade projects would I greenlit? Well, it's too late because he's too old, but Hunter with Stallone, but he's too old to do it now.
No, John, this is not the Cinderella version of Sneakers. I love the movie Sneakers.
That'd be a different kind of movie.
I wish it was. I mean, that's an underrated film for those who haven't seen Sneakers. Rest in peace, Sidney Poitier.
Favorite Godzilla movie is 98. Mission Impossible, I've only ever seen the first two. I love the first one. The second one, I wish they would release John Woo's version, because the version that came out is not John Woo's version. And I have Ghost Protocol here on Blu-ray. I just haven't watched it yet.
Oh my God, this conversation went on for 5 years. It's still going.
I think I had 3 children by the time it was done.
They already had a baby. It's gone to college. You just didn't see it. It was under the camera.
Fuck Alec Baldwin. Last Samurai is a great movie. I think that's one of Tom Cruise's best movies. And it's underrated because no one talks about it anymore. Oh my
and they're
God.
still fucking talking.
But they're still singing. Why? You good?
Folks, if you haven't seen this, their shoelaces literally kissed each other. Their shoelaces literally did this and kissed each other. I was ready to puke day low. This is fucking stupid. We have shoelaces kissing each other now. Maybe they're part of the LBGT2 barbecue.
Well, what's going on, John?
It's time to be about gay laces, transvestite laces. Laces in or laces out? Are you in or out?
They're going to do a sequel with Finkel. Oh, okay. So she's rich and he's not. So yeah.
Because that's relatable, or it's always relatable for rich people. They got side dishes of M&Ms on their.
Well, shit. How do I get that? I want that. How
You
rich do
need
you need? How rich you need to be to get that?
the same rich to get shoelaces that kiss each other.
Is it regular or peanut M&Ms? I love Nicolas Cage, and I mean, I know he only does movies for money, but I like that he does different things, like Willy's Wonderland and the new one that I still haven't seen.
Yeah, that was a good one. The unbelievable weight of massive talent. Pretty good,
Cool.
at least in my opinion. Because at least he mixes it up. I like the variety.
Yeah.
This sounds stupid. It is stupid. It's Disney Plus.
You got to get yourself right. Yeah. Your brother's over here in his karate gi. What are you doing? Yeah.
You think it in Cobra Kai?
The hell's wrong with you? Eddie Murphy should be in this. It'd be so much better. But the old Eddie Murphy.
And the guy behind him looks like a Quaker Peter Weller.
Quaker, like Amish.
I don't know.
Amish
Yeah.
Peter Weller. What is this? Witness?
Meant
What
to say
movie?
cracker, but
What movies deserve a director's cut release? Hard Target, the actual director's cut, not the international cut. But it will never happen.
who directed this movie? And SJW.
Kino Lorber lied to people. They said, "Oh, the uncut version doesn't exist." That's not true. Because everyone that worked on that movie got a copy of it.
Which one?
Hard Target.
Hmm.
The
Everyone got a copy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Everyone that worked on that movie wanted a copy of it because it was John Woo. So, yeah, they could get a VHS and just clean it up, but it's better than nothing.
It's the best ever. Either you spent no time on your lyrics or you're so pathetic, your little raisin brain can't come with anything better. Well, I mean, they don't come with anything better. They don't know how to write. Same with comic books. Same with superhero movies. We are now an age of a lot of talentless hacks that are only hired because they filled a checklist.
They check the box. That's all it is.
They check the boxes because of representation, not on anything in between. It's not about talent.
Lesbian.
It's not about talent. It's about, someone said it best, I'll keep repeating it, quantity over quality.
Mm-hmm.
They just need product because every studio's going to have a streaming service, just like Paramount has theirs. They're trying to do, Netflix. I'm sure Universal one day will, if they haven't yet. Surprised they haven't yet. Oh, they
Peacock,
do?
Because NBC
and
NBC Universal. Yeah.
So Peacock.
Who directed this? Uwe Boll. If Uwe Boll directed it, it would be better. Quaker Peter Weller Oates. That's hilarious.
Yeah, Dark Cloud NC teach their own. That's cool.
Alien is a little dated. We agree to disagree. Alien is not dated.
How's it dated?
I don't know. They said it's dated.
It's dated because it's good. If it was bad, then it'd be...
Then nobody would remember it. Robo Quaker. I love it.
Sneakerella must be a sequel to K-12. I mean,
the less said about that movie, the better. Can we never talk about that again?
I mean, this trip is called K-13, I guess.
They plan ahead. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with planning ahead, but you shouldn't plan your franchise for 10 years when the first movie hasn't even come out yet. It doesn't work that way.
Thank you, Cole Warner. Batman 3, directed by Tim Burton, sounded great. Robin Williams would be Riddler, and Billy D. Williams would be Two-Face. Well, I don't know if Robin Williams would be Riddler because he didn't want to do it because he thought he was going to get Joker, and then they said no, he got pissed off, and he's like, screw you guys.
They lied to him about that.
So, yeah, Robin Williams would never have said yes, I don't think. He would have ever said yes to the Riddler.
Well, he said no because they did offer it to him.
Yeah.
They offered him Riddler, but he told them, go fuck yourself because you guys lied to me about the Joker, so I don't want to do it. And I don't disagree with Robin Williams.
Yeah. Well, would I have liked, been interested in seeing it? Yes, but like Fabio said, I don't blame Robin for. I mean, don't jerk us around. Don't jerk people around. There's a respect issue on that.
Kaiser Soze, there is 4 different cuts of Hard Target. There's the work print, there's the director's cut, there's the international cut, and then the United States version.
Frame by frame is losing it. We'll always be the perfect pair. Come on, why? Come on. Sounds like Van Damme. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. What are you doing? Come on.
It's all about blue check marks. I mean, the chick that was in charge of the guns on Rust had a TikTok and all this other shit, and her dad was somebody big in the industry. That's the only reason why she got the job. Clearly, she was not qualified for the job. Number 1, someone got killed. Number 2, there was already several other incidents where guns went off that weren't supposed to. But she's stupid and she shouldn't be near a fucking gun. Doesn't major removal of a grain filter remove flash details and make skin tones and facial features look waxy? Is that why the first Predator Blu-ray look? Well, yeah. Well, that's different because they DNR'd it. That's not really the removal of the grain filter because the grain is already built in. So that was just they DNR'd the shit out of the movie in the remastering process. So that's and especially a movie like Predator that was shot in the 80s, you're not going to get rid of it anyway because it was film. That guy was in Bad Boys.
Yeah, that's the basketball player, John Sally.
Yeah.
Fuck, he must really need the money.
They must have gave him a lot of money for this one.
Well, thanks once again. Yes, I mean, I like Volcano. The cover on the Blu-ray sucks. It's just a bad picture of Tommy Lee Jones running away. But Volcano, underrated movie. It did not deserve the crap it got. I mean, dumber movies have gotten more positive reviews like this movie. Tommy Lee Jones is great. Don Cheadle is great. Even Anne Heche isn't that bad. It's got some good special effects. It's popcorn entertainment. No, there's not going to be a Volcano in LA. But I understand that. But it's still a lot of fun.
It's just a movie.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not real.
And it's entertaining. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts of Volcano.
I love Volcano. I think it's a fun popcorn movie. We were just talking about that the other day. Because one of the instructors said when he saw Star Wars, when they re-released it in 97, he said Volcano was one of the trailers. And I was like, oh, cool.
Very cool.
It's about meeting a new agenda and policing social media politicians. Yep. And these people, look, these fucking blue check marks don't watch these movies. They don't read comic books. They just want to have their voice heard because they think their opinion matters.
Don't.
And I work and I go to school right now. So, yeah. Firestarter with Zephron. Why would I want to watch that? Thoughts on Batman Forever getting the Schumacher cut? The Schumacher cut exists. They just showed it. I don't know why they haven't released it yet.
John Sally, just go play some more basketball. Stop being bullshit like this.
Yeah, join the beer league. Let's go.
Call me basic. What kind of insult is that, being called basic? That's an insult nowadays?
That's original.
They should watch Heartbreak Ridge with Gene Hackman to know how to insult someone.
You mean Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, who did I say?
You said Gene Hackman.
Oh.
It would have been cool to see him in that movie, though. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sorry, folks. This movie's rotting my brain cells. I think also because since I did the video on Fred Ward, I rewatched Uncommon Valor again, and I miss actors like Gene Hackman, James Woods. I know Clint Eastwood still does stuff, but it's, he's getting up there. You don't have those actors coming up. And you look at the new lead of actors, it's jamotes like this, or like, who do we have like good new actors that's going to carry the light of movies?
because people today don't want to be actors; they want to be famous.
Yeah, that's
Dante's
true.
Peak. Dante's Peak is good, but I like Volcano more.
Well, I get why Gene Hackman retired Kaiser Soze. I mean, enjoy life. I don't blame him. Done a lot of
frame
good
by
work.
frame by frame, Fabio. Please don't make movies like this. Trust me, I won't. Apparently, Bernard the elf from Santa Claus's team heard. Well, there's a reason why he doesn't have a career anymore.
Who was?
David Krumholtz, who played Bernard the elf in the Santa Claus movie. Apparently, he just did an interview where he said he was Team Amber Turd.
Trying to remember who the hell that is. I haven't seen Elf in forever.
Or not elf, Santa Claus.
Oh, okay.
He was the head elf in Santa Claus. And he was on that TV show Numbers.
Was he in Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, he was one of the Jewish guys.
Oh, okay. Man.
Well, Gene Hackman, like his last movie was Welcome to Mooseport, and that was almost 20 years ago. So he's been retired for a minute. A brand new picture of him just came out. He looks good. I mean, he's 90, but he looks pretty good. Directors I want to see make a comeback. John McTiernan, but Hollywood won't hire him. He's uninsurable.
Thank you once again, Cole Warner. Yeah, I love Daylight. I do think the survivors are a bit annoying, but it makes me feel more sorry for Stallone to have to deal with them. And I think Sylvester Stallone is one of his more underrated performances. And I love the score. I love the song. I believe she passed away. What's her name? Who did the song? Whenever
Donna
there's
Summer.
I think she passed away.
Yeah, Donna Summers passed away.
Yeah. Some fun special effects, some good stunt. It was nice to see Stallone in a disaster movie. It was close with Cliffhanger, but that also had more action, bad guy, terror, not terrorists, but
Thieves.
stealing money. Yeah, thieves. I told you this movie's making me brain dead. But I love Daylight.
What's in the case? Oh, socks, shoes, $100 million.
John Lithgow is fantastic in that.
Yeah, I love Daylight as well. I really enjoy it. I think the comments that Stallone made about that movie definitely hurt his career at the time, because he's like, "Oh, this is the last action movie that I'm going to do," and stuff like that. But I like it. I think him and Amy Brenneman have good chemistry together in that film, and it is a pretty underrated movie. I think it's one of Rob Cohen's best movies. And when I met Danielle Harris, I asked her about it, and she said out of the action guys, Stallone was her favorite to work with. She said she really enjoyed working with Stallone.
Oh, that's very cool.
Yeah, she said he's old school. Like, if he likes you, he likes you. If he don't like you, he don't even look at you. I'm like, that's awesome.
That's just take a Richard Gere. I don't like you.
Fuck Richard Gere.
But real quick, like before, yes, Daylight is underrated. Always enjoyed it. Never deserved the bad rap, in my opinion. I don't get why he got the bad rap. Jojo, thank you. I have gotten your request. I recorded. I just need to upload it. It's okay. Fabio, get this: something called Splatter, which was a Netflix with Corey Feldman and Tony Todd, directed by Joe Dante, and produced by Roger Corman. It was supposed to be at the early days of Netflix, 2009, where each week you're supposed to vote on who dies next. Only it's absolute garbage, and now you know why you have this confused look on your face.
I've never heard that. I've never heard this movie before.
Corey Feldman overacting, playing a dead rocker, and
I bet that was a stretch for him.
Oh yeah, I did get to a JoJo that will be uploaded. Thank you so much. And also want to get to it's a worth spit. And Taken 3, I would say is worse because Expendables 3. At least I like Harrison Ford. Expendables 3 is more disappointing, but Expendables 3, I just say I like Harrison Ford having fun. Taken 3, I don't know anything I like about that.
Besides maybe Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I would say Expendables 3 is worse because they really shot themselves in the foot with that one. Like, the Expendables franchise is definitely one of the most disappointing because the first movie was great and they should have just stayed on that track, but they're like, "No, no, no, no. We have to appeal to a broader audience that didn't see the first one." So, yeah, I would have to say 3 is worse because nobody wanted to see Ronda Rousey and all the other people that have never been in another movie since.
I did love it. I did love it. Yeah. How about you go love yourself in the bathroom like normal people do? Go,
Uh,
go to go to a store, buy a cheap pair of sneakers, and I don't know, go find a hooker or something. It's a city.
I mean, it's New York. There's plenty of hookers there.
Let me
The
see.
Rob Cohen controversy. I mean, I looked a little bit into it, but apparently everything's okay because he's still directing. I'm
There's
sure you
that.
guys. I'm sure you
Yeah,
guys
go
were
ahead.
fans of Rambo: Last Blood. I wasn't actually. Apart from
I
apart from the last 10 minutes of the movie.
I was not. I thought it was. I'll get to your call in a minute, but let me answer that question. Uh, we're both big Rambo fans. Rambo 3 is highly underrated. One of the most underrated action films of the 80s, in my opinion. And Rambo Last Blood was a shitty version of Taken where Stallone all of a sudden has this niece out of the blue, kind of sort of niece, and she was terrible and she did stupid things. And Rambo did stupid things. He walked blindly into an ambush when in Rambo 2, he snuck in. He used, he was sneaky. He was stealthy. No, I'm going to walk in. What's the worst that could happen? Well, either they shoot her or they shoot me. And it's so fucking stupid. And I have no idea what the hell happened with that movie. It wasn't needed. Rambo 4, it was full circle. And they pissed on it, in my opinion.
I agree. It the only reason why they made it is because they did Creed and Rocky was successful again. It's like, oh well, well if Rocky was successful, Rambo will be successful. It broke even. It didn't set the box office on fire, but it broke even. But it was just a lame movie. It was boring. It was lame. It was nothing that you haven't seen before. Again, I like the final 10 minutes, but that's about it. Other than that, why? What was the whole point of the film?
Oh my god, dude, you love your sneaker too much. Please just fuck it already. Put your dick in the sneaker and have fun.
Is he gonna fuck the sewing machine? Is that what we're getting at here?
Sew his balls together since they fell off. Let me read this. It's out of the blue, but Cleveland Torso Killer's unidentified killer killed 12 people in the 1930s. There's a cancer movie based on this called Torso, which David Fincher would direct. Cancer in 2009. Identity's Mystery. I mean, maybe it'd be a good movie. I mean, I don't know much about it other than what you said, but if it's done well, I don't know if that was before or after Zodiac, or I'm trying to
That
remember
would have that
Zodiac.
would have been after Zodiac.
Oh, okay, so maybe
Zodiac, I think, was 2007. I think,
maybe he
if
was
I
still in the
remember
movie.
correctly.
I mean, depends on who it would be cast and knowing more about the idea. Uh, Me, I don't care to review Law, man. I had enough to go.
Whatever happened to Corey Feldman? Drugs. Other things happened to him, but there's more than Corey Feldman's telling us. Prove me wrong.
What the fuck is this now? You got
I already reviewed Steven Seagal Lawman.
what is this?
Planet Terror I liked. Death Proof was okay. I did really like Planet Terror though.
So sometimes you have fisheye lens. Sometimes you have a blow it out of your ass gasket of colors. Sometimes you have
In
acid trip.
in the words of Frame by Frame, too much LSD. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're
I've never
not
seen
wrong.
someone that excited in making sneakers.
Why did people get mad at you for not liking Rambo Last Blood? I don't think anybody got mad at me for not liking it.
They
I mean,
got mad at me.
they get mad at you because you breathe, though.
Well, because people say I hate everything, even though I like a lot of movies, but I can name them and it doesn't matter.
'Cause they're stupid.
I'm not gonna lie.
They're just idiots, like all the other idiots on the internet.
It is what it is.
I'm with you. Trust me, I have my devotees as well.
I haven't seen any. Well,
I,
Cole,
I
I
look
would.
I look at it
Yeah, go
this
ahead.
way: if they really just want to ask me out on a date, go ahead. I mean, I'm going to say no, but
Uh, that's cool, Cole. Glad you enjoyed Hard Target. Love the movie. Steven Seagal, I would recommend the first couple. Out for Justice is my favorite. Above the Law, Hard to Kill, Marked for Death, Under Siege, those are good ones. Glimmer Man, bit of an underrated one. Still no official Blu-ray on that. So yeah, with those, you'll be in good hands.
yeah, just watch the first 10 years of his career. After that, don't even watch it. I like this. Yeah, Indiana Jones was a pedophile, right? Sure. And monkeys are going to fly to my ass later.
Where the hell did that come
I
from?
don't know. It's some whoever this person is. Yep, you're right. You're so right. Favorite Marvel movie of all time? Probably Blade 2. If not Blade 2, The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren.
Imagine being, well, whoops. Imagine being pulled over by cops and Steven Seagal as well the cops. What would you tell Seagal if you saw him in person? Um, why'd you run away from Van Damme? I mean, if I get arrested anyway, we would.
Might as well make it worth it.
Why were you steer to Van Damme and Stallone's party?
Yeah. When you were the one that challenged somebody. Iko Uwais. I mean, I like Iko Uwais, but he's like every other Asian superstar that comes to America. They don't do anything with him.
Last Blood with Stallone's trying to do his version of Sicario. Well, I thought Sicario was better. Sorry, Stallone. I love you, but
In Temple of Doom, Indy claims he found Short Round with his hand in his pocket trying to pick him.
yeah,
Um,
pickpocket.
yeah, he tried to steal his money. Clearly, you don't know that.
Yeah, it's a pickpocket. That's what pickpockets do.
They steal your wallet. I'm sorry, when whatever world you live in, that doesn't happen.
What if Stallone played Shrek? I don't see that. I mean, I
Hey,
know
yo,
Chris.
Adrian, we gotta go save this princess in this castle. It'll be great. Like, come on, we got this talking donkey. Like, you should come. It'll be a lot of fun.
No, frame by frame. I don't know why it's trying to sound like a horror film now because they don't know their genres. Or maybe they do, and this is a horror film. It's horrible to watch.
I agree. Under Siege 2 is pretty good. I think Under Siege 2 is pretty underrated.
Someone steal this guy's cell phone and just leak it. Steal all the damn sneakers.
I can prove it 100%. Look into the transcript. Yeah, I'll look at the transcript, sometime after I die. I got more important things to do right now. Oh, that is hilarious. Mickey, Peter, Davy, and Mikey are gonna fly out of Fabio's ass. Not the band, the monkeys. Oh my god, that's funny though, Derek. I like that. Oh, this is definitely a troll. Would you like the film better if it was a white lead? No, I'd like the film better if they would have never have made it.
I like the film better if it was good. You know, well written, original, creative. I don't know anything in the above. Not stop squeezing every bit of Cinderella and every of the properties out for the mass to try to consummate and eat up? How about you stop and think of quality? How about likable characters? How about decent songs? How about anything that makes a musical worth a spit? Why do you need to put Cinderella with sneakers? Why? Other than to milk it and just, black people love sneakers. They're the ones
Again,
saying it.
that's not stereotypical at all. Fuck the Point Break remake.
Yeah, I heard about Stallone turning down 7. That would have been cool to see. I think Morgan Freeman did a good job. I think that would have helped Stallone because it would have shown a different light that I think it still would have been a success.
I have never heard that before.
Yeah, Stallone, that was one of the things he mentioned, one of the roles he regrets turning down. I don't know why he did. Probably because he thought, okay, David Fincher, he wasn't really a big director at that time. He did Alien 3, that's
Alien
it.
3, and that was it.
And a lot of times, not all, but a lot of times he likes to take a bit of control or rewrite a script. And maybe he's like, it's like why he didn't say yes to Romancing the Stone. Instead, he did Rhinestone. Sadly, he made some of those mistakes that didn't help. I would love to have seen Stallone in 7 in that kind of movie, but at least I got ICU, which I like.
Code of Silence is one of Chuck Norris's best movies.
It wouldn't have mattered. It's still a horrible script, Cole. Cat in the Hat was a horrible script. It wouldn't matter if Jim Carrey played him. And he already kind of did it with The Grinch anyway. So he already did it. But it was a horrible script. And Mike Myers, it's the script that was a problem, not really Mike Myers. Despite him wanting too much, whatever the fuck that was. Cheese or whatever.
Martial arts star who had the biggest potential wasted, Speakman or Mark Dacascos? Honestly, I got to go with Mark Dacascos. I think he had more potential than Jeff Speakman, but they didn't do anything with his career. Just me.
And Cole Warner, I agree. Both of those suck, in my opinion. And people were pissed that I hated Parasite as well. And I'm like, yeah, I thought it was a stupid plot where no one knows this person's living inside the house and he's stealing food every day. And whatever.
Imagine Stallone yelling, "What's in the box?" Yo, Adrian, are you in the box?
I know Cole Warner. I never liked Titanic. People are mad about that too. I think he done. I think The Abyss is a better love story than Titanic. Sorry.
So why didn't they have auto-tune for this guy? Well, yeah, originally they wanted Stallone for Beverly Hills Cop, but he rewrote the script and made it more like Cobra, and they said it was too expensive, and so they went in a different direction. And he took, I think he took most of the script and rewrote it to become Cobra. So there you go.
Real quick, yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
And then Beverly Hills Cop 2, they have the Cobra poster in there as an inside joke, which I've always liked.
All these fucking ugly clothes, at least to me. Kaiser Soze, real quick, I disagree. I think Deadly Outbreak is and Land of the Free are pretty damn good. And Street Night are good Jeff Speakman movies, especially Deadly Outbreak.
I agree with Matt. I mean, I like parts of The Expert. I like Running Red. I liked him in Plato's Run until he died for no reason. So I completely disagree with that. The only good movie he did was Perfect Weapon. Completely disagree with that.
I mean, come on, Deadly Outbreak, he shoots a guy in the balls and says, "I guess you forgot your bulletproof cup." What's not to love with that?
And then he rips the dude like by the pants and kicks him in the balls, and he says, "Now that's not practicing safe sex." Like, come on now.
I mean, well, no, they should have made Jada Pinkett the villain. She was in the movie.
She was the real villain.
She was the mastermind behind it all. That's what should have happened. It's
Eddie Murphy was originally going to be in. Yeah, I remember hearing that Eddie Murphy was going to do Roger Rabbit, but he said no. and then he turned it down. I mean, I like what we got because we got Bob Hoskins, but it would have been cool to see Eddie Murphy in there.
Yeah.
Cobra was like a Clint Eastwood movie only with Stallone. Well, I mean, yeah, they like when it came out, they called it the Dirty Harry of the '80s. But I mean, Clint Eastwood didn't really do like a hybrid movie like Cobra. Like Cobra is like pretty much a slasher film. It would have been cool if Clint Eastwood did a movie like that. I mean, Charles Bronson did one with 10 to Midnight, so why couldn't have Clint Eastwood have done one?
Would Tightrope be too
I mean,
far?
Tightrope would probably be the closest.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, imagine like Clint Eastwood in Cobra, like that, that crazy of a movie.
Right. Yeah. But first of all, Roger, fuck Jada Pinkett. She should be the villain. Bobby Reynolds, I never understood Rambo 3 and Hard Target being called cheesy. I think that word gets overused way too much, in my opinion. Worst Superman movie, Man of
For Peace.
Steel. I'll pick Man of Steel. Worst Batman movie, Dark Knight Pisses. Spider-Man movie.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3. So Spider-Man 3, Dark Knight Rises, and for me, Man of Steel.
Terminator 2 Battle Across Time. Yeah, I saw that when it was at Universal Studios. I loved it. Why does he have light up shoes? Does he not know what fucking year it is? It's not the 90s anymore. Oh my God.
I remember that being a thing for 5 minutes, the light up shoes.
I had them when I was a kid.
But the thing is, like, they stopped working like real quick.
Yeah, the batteries would die out quickly, but I wish he turned down coming to America too. Yeah, don't we all? I do like Fist of the North Star with Gary Daniels. I just watched that not that long ago.
Holy shit, there's 15 minutes left of this fucking movie.
There's still an hour left. What the fuck? What possibly could they do more?
There's 50 fucking minutes left. Because that Cinderella movie needs to be 2 fucking hours long, let alone a Sneakerella movie needs to be 2 hours long. I swear people do not know how to pace movies nowadays.
They don't. They do not at all.
Jesus Christ.
I like all the missing in action movies with Chuck Norris. Kaiser Soze, I disagree. At least Batman and Robin has Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Dark Knight Rises takes itself so seriously, so the fact it's so stupid makes it even more ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You have Bane sound like Sean Connery mess with Darth Vader. Hello, Batman. Welcome to die. And then that fucking scene with the football player running and he doesn't know it's a whole football field exploding. Like, I would be, he even still held the football. Like, he must love football or he must be deaf as hell. I'll keep running this football even though the whole fucking place exploded behind me.
The Pittsburgh Steelers got their money worth on that one.
Damn, they got fucking paid well.
The whole movie doesn't make sense.
And explain to me, why is it okay? The city is in turmoil, right? Why are you taking the time to make a Batman signal on fire on the side of a building? For arts and crafts, or because I love the crow, so I need to put the crow in there?
Yeah,
fucking shit. I like Truck Turner with Isaac Hayes. I think that's underrated. I mean,
go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish up.
I would say I haven't seen all of them. I would say Truck Turner maybe is my favorite.
Black Belt Jones with Jim Kelly. Wow.
I would fail already. I'll tell you what I'm
thinking. Yeah, already lost. Already lost. Because I can't. Now they're in this whole room with shoes and a glass. What is this shit? Enter the Dragon? They're gonna punch all the glass to get the shoes out.
I think people love their fucking sneakers. I never loved sneakers that much, like these characters. Oh, there! I saw the Nike swoosh. It is Nike. I see the Nike swoosh. So it was sponsored by Nike.
I hope Nike got their money's worth on this one because they needed it after everybody stopped buying their shit. Yes,
Never had a mud.
Iron Man 3 does suck.
Never had a mud wasp thing and never stepped on a thumbtack, so I can't tell you. Thankfully, I never did either of them.
Can't picture Batman, or can't picture Val Kilmer as Batman. I like Val Kilmer as Batman. That's just me.
What the fuck is
Black Dynamite? Black Dynamite's good. I love that movie. I like 3 the Hard Way with Jim Kelly, Jim Brown, and Fred Williamson. The sequel sucked, but 3 the Hard Way was good. Tarantino must be the only person that loves this film. Probably not. Probably not.
None of these conversations are worth anything. You don't get any interest or any development of the characters other than sneaker love. Like, it's so shallow. Like, a lot of movies are so shallow and they're not entertaining. There's nothing entertaining about this.
Oh my God, you're the guy. Dirty Harry films in order for me would be Magnum Force, Magnum Force, Deadpool, Sudden Impact, The Enforcer, and then the first one. I'm gonna Get You Sucker's a great movie too. The guy, the man, the dude. I like that.
What kicks you rocking tonight? Kicking a rock through the movie's forehead. That's what kind of kicks.
I cannot believe people got paid a lot of money to write this.
I can. I can believe it. But the way it's today.
I cannot believe that they paid people for this. They paid people a lot of money for this.
Hey, thanks once again, Cole Warren. You've been very, very kind tonight. Worst X-Men movie?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, I was the Apocalypse. Worst Godzilla movie? Shin Godzilla. To me, shit Godzilla. And King Kong movie? Peter Jackson's King Kong. I'm never a fan of.
That movie sucks. The video game was good, but the movie sucks.
Never played the video game. I heard it was pretty good. I like the original King Kong. I would rather watch King Kong Lives. I like Kong Skull Island. But yeah, the Peter Jackson King Kong, I thought, when he's dancing on the ice.
I like the one from the 70s as well.
Yeah, that was decent. Charles Grodin.
This was directed by a white chick.
Oh, well.
She probably thinks she's black. Like Michael Rappaport.
She hasn't showcased any talent so far in this movie.
Yes, rest in peace, Steve James. I agree.
Definitely. Nah,
Apocalypse looked like Ivan Ooze, yeah.
That's fine, Steven, if you like Shin Godzilla. To me, when you got the goofy looking young Godzilla, it's like that's what he looked like going into the screen, and then his tail is shooting 50 lasers out.
Was that Godzilla or Godzuki?
Nah, there was only one. Because he went through all these metamorphoses, and then his tail started shooting a bunch of lasers, like 4 or 5 lasers out of the sides of his tail. And what the fuck is this?
The 70s were a strange time. We had Godzuki, we had Scrappy Doo, we had Batmite.
Acid. It's about the acid.
Yes, a lot of drugs. A lot of drugs.
They should start.
Damn hippies.
They need to start taking drugs again.
Yeah, they need to start. Everyone needs to start doing cocaine again because it needs to stop. The movies were better when people were on cocaine.
Exactly.
Oh my God, we have to go. No, he acts like it's acid. It's water. Act like Jack Nicholson in the Joker Batman when he gets thrown into acid.
Oh my God, dude, get up. It's an escalator, not fucking American Gladiators.
Well, frame by frame, it's supposed to be a fairy tale.
Yeah, Tall Tale.
Well, that's actually a good movie.
Well, yeah, I forgot about that movie. But tall enough to suck its own dick, this movie. Or a sneaker.
With all the CG.
Yeah,
Scorsese got high in the 70s and his films were better. Yeah, I mean, everyone in the 70s got high.
Oh no, don't take my Pitmobile.
What TV shows deserve a complete series or uncut release? Ninja Turtles 2003, because it never got a full series release.
All that for a sneaker? Yeah,
Yep.
apparently.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, there's so many TV shows out there that does, like Werewolf from the 80s was supposed to get released and it never did because they couldn't clear the music rights.
Oh my God.
It's so bad when a YouTube video essay criticizing the film is better than a film. Yeah, like what's his name? Critical Drinker. Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, he does a good job.
I love every video he puts out. The Northman I did not see, but it flopped. Nobody went and watched it.
Why did he run? Because the script told him to.
Because they thought it was a good idea.
The script told him to go.
Look, he don't know why he ran either. He probably read the script and was like, well, why am I running though? That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's what the
boy.
Yeah, that's what the critical drinker says. Go away now.
Yep.
Ah, this is for you.
Uh-oh, that's scary.
Have not seen Sonic X.
How would I do that? I mean, I don't know. I think the same company worked on the show. So, I mean, maybe have Shredder try to get the Chaos Emeralds or something, and Sonic shows up and they team up. And apparently, you have a big head, and apparently I'm 350 pounds. That's interesting. A fifth of what? A fifth of vodka? Is that what we're talking about here?
I'm glad I have a big head. That means you got a bigger brain than that guy.
He can't even spell.
How does he know I got a big head? I haven't been naked on here. I don't have OnlyFans.
I mean, if we're talking fists, like a fifth of vodka, a fifth of Jack Daniels, what are we? What fists are we drinking here?
Roger, I miss when Starlight Witch was Magneto's daughter. Well, I mean, I miss when she was worth a spit. Because she won in Doctor Strange 2. Thank you, Frame by Frame, by the way. I appreciate that. Cole Warner, most overrated comic book movie that's not the Dark Knight trilogy? Ooh.
All of them.
I want to say the last two Avengers movies, Infinity War and Endgame.
All of them.
For me, Infinity War and Endgame, I don't think they were great. People make them out to be. That's just my opinion. People made them out to be as if they're the best movies ever. Teach their own if people think that way. I think Infinity War was just a bit build up to an ending that the ending didn't matter because it was all backtracked in the next one anyway.
Yep. They do that time travel bullshit. Well, this actually takes place before the movie. Well, That's stupid. That's a cop out.
Yeah, you have a fat Thor and you have a Steve Urkel Hulk.
Yeah, fuck those movies.
Who's a
I saw Infinity War in theaters with a friend of mine, and I left, and I was like, I don't get it. I don't get it. He goes, well, they're going to make another one. I'm like, I still don't get it. Like, what
but
people
what's
watch? People
yeah,
watch this? Like,
but what's good about that film? Don't go, well, they will make another one. Well, what's good about that film then?
don't
What's
get it.
No, I
And we
did not see Uncharted.
and we
Before
saw
I go ahead.
I think we saw Black Panther together as well. And he's like, "What'd you think?" I'm like, "I don't get it." He goes, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, it was the Lion King. I've seen this before." Oh my god, you didn't get the number with this horrible CG background? You mean to tell me that Disney couldn't pay to film the movie in New York?
Had to pay for all those sneakers.
I don't read the script. The script reads me. That's getting a 4K. Tropic Thunder.
Very cool. That's a good movie.
Another Transformers sequel. No, I'll stick with the animated ones.
Yeah, I'll pass.
What comics deserve a adaptation or readaptation? I would like to see a remake of Spawn, but have it rated R and more like the comic book. That's just me. I would like to see. I guess it's. I guess it counts because it's manga, but I wouldn't mind seeing a remake of the Guyver with a big budget and practical effects. That's just me.
That's cool, Cole Warner. Nothing wrong with that. We don't all have to agree on stuff. That's nothing. No worries. But yeah, Professor Hulk was stupid, and now he's afraid of She-Hulk. Miss Shrek. Now he's
Yeah,
afraid of She-Hulk because he ran away when she got mad.
everybody got all butthurt because of that trailer.
You
Look,
made a whole.
we've
Yeah,
already
sorry.
seen this. We've already seen She-Hulk. They've already done this.
You made a whole song showing them going to just 5 places. Just go to the 5 places. She's too stupid. She didn't remember the 5 places. She didn't write them down in the sticker. If she wrote them on the sticker and tattoo on the sticker, then she'd know.
I already seen a Zorro film, Mask of Zorro. That's all you need.
This is like Mac and me with sneakers.
How much for a commentary on Kingdom of the Crystal Skull from the both of us? I don't care. Like, whatever you want to contribute.
Well, you just
they've been
expect we both
saying,
like the movie.
yeah, they've been doing Spawn with Jamie Foxx for years. It's never going to happen. I don't want to see Jamie Foxx as Spawn. I would say bring back Michael Jai White, but he's too old, I would assume, at this point. Do they have to sing about everything? Yes, it's a musical.
Yeah, Cole, I like both. I would pick Superman. But I like both movies. I'll pick Superman, though.
Wasn't Todd McFarlane working on a well, Todd McFarlane has been talking about a remake of Spawn ever since the first one came out in 97, and it's never happened. It's never going to happen. I would like to see that. I would like to see a hard R Spawn movie with practical effects, but it's never going to happen. It's not going to happen as much as I want it to.
Favorite childhood TV show? Elf was my TV show I watched a lot growing up was Elf. Maybe X-Files, but that was a little bit. But as a kid, it was Elf. Because my aunt would send us VHS tapes because I didn't have NBC growing up. We had ABC, CBS, another form of CBS, and PBS. That's all we had. So my aunt would send us VHS tapes, and some of them were of Elf. So
Batman 89 or Superman 78. I like both, but I got to go with Batman 89. Apparently, you eat my asterisks before you go to bed. That's interesting. I don't know what Asterix is, but apparently you eat that. I just figured you might want to know that.
Well, there were black people that said this film sucked too, so I don't know what that means then. Because apparently black people didn't like this movie either.
I don't think anyone liked this movie.
Exactly.
My favorite childhood TV show would be Power Rangers.
By the way, good story doesn't know race. Sorry if that person's too stupid enough to realize that.
Stop commenting on a film, y'all white. I ain't white.
He ain't right. He's a meat popsicle.
Damn right.
TJC says, I'm black and this film sucks. So here you go.
Michael Jai White still got it. He has 8 black belts. True.
He definitely promotes himself enough.
I'm aware.
I had to beat Bruce Lee. No, did he say that or he said something else?
He did say that.
Okay.
And then he tried to walk it back. He's like, no, I didn't really say that. I'm like, okay. You know what you said. Just like the Art of Action interview he did with Scott Adkins. He was like, yeah, like I did like a 5th degree test and it was crazy. And we were like on a mountain. And I'm like, every belt test is supposed to be hard. Like that's the point of the belt test. But honestly,
go ahead.
Once you get past like 4th degree, you don't really test anymore. You just get promoted.
Thank you, Cold Water. I didn't grow up much with the Incredible Hulk show. I didn't watch the cartoon. I did see the movies with Thor and Daredevil. I didn't mind them for what they were. But I've only seen maybe 2 episodes of the show, so that's not enough to really form a good opinion on the show. But I like Bill Bixby, Lou Fredno. That's definitely good positives. Great theme, like great intro, but I didn't see the cartoon, and so I like the 2008 film as well.
I think Henry Thomas would have been a good Joker. I could see it. What if Friday and Clerks had a crossover? That'd be cool. That'd be something cool to see. Y'all are gay as the day is long. It's so obvious. Yep. I'm gay. I'm actually a lesbian. I'm a lesbian. I like women. So yeah, that's just me though. That's just how I feel. That's interesting. That's colorful. But the 70s Hulk TV show I love. I used to watch that as a kid. And I do like the animated series from the 90s. Yeah, he's going down. I'm not black because I don't like Biden. That's hilarious.
Why are these two acting like this?
Because it was in the script.
Yeah, that's true.
And they probably looked at the script and like, all right, why are we doing this?
They stole this beat from Slim Shady. Yeah. They obviously didn't steal the talent.
Fuck Kevin Smith will be on my tombstone. That is hilarious.
That is a good tombstone.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this
yeah,
movie.
I think I'm in Cobra Kai, my guy. Yeah.
This movie's so fucking stupid.
And there's still 30 minutes left.
How long was the original Cinderella?
The animated one?
Yeah.
It's probably not even 80 minutes.
And they were able to tell a story.
Don't I have that over here?
They were able to tell a story beginning and the end, and that function.
I have it on VHS in the other room. I thought I had it on Blu-ray.
If anyone in the chat knows, feel free to mention it. But they were able to tell the story beginning, the end, and that. 75 minutes.
Yeah.
75 minutes. Tell a story beginning, the end.
I've never seen the Daredevil series on Netflix, but Edward Norton was great as the Hulk. I wish we got to see more, but he pissed off Disney. So yeah, that's why we didn't get more of him as the Hulk. So I like him even more. This or Spice World? I mean, Spice World, because at least I get to stare at the Spice Girls for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I would go with Spice World. It's short as well.
Yeah.
It's that hour. It's not 2 hours long. With rainbow sneakers.
Is this the new Cinderella with the bilingual fairy? No.
No, this is the fairy in the shape of a sneaker. Should have.
My favorite Power Ranger fight scene would be the ooze fight from the movie, from the original movie.
Oh my god, it's just obnoxious as all. Obnoxious.
Why are they still singing?
Their shadows are now dancing.
What is this, Peter Pan?
Go take a Peter Pan right off this drop.
Thoughts on Brandy's Cinderella? That was an actual good movie. And it didn't race bait anyone and all that. So I like Brandy's version of Cinderella. We already had progressive Cinderella in the 90s, so get over it. Ain't got nothing on my girl Brandy. Did I ever like Tui Trang? Yeah, I did. It was a shame that she passed away so young. Again, I think it is well directed, but just because a movie is well directed does not make it a good movie. I don't care how good it looks.
I think the direction is average because I don't really think there's nothing remarkable that made me go, wow, that camera, that was such an intricate camera work, or that was such a creative sequence of events. This is a movie that will pop up and will disappear as soon as you finish watching it. And maybe how much is that also to the cinematographer? I mean, yeah, the director has his final say, but a lot of times cinematographer will come up with ideas. How about this? And director go, okay. And the how about we do this? They're okay. So I mean, who's to say maybe the cinematographer has more to say about that than the director? The director's like, okay, do we have enough check marks? Yay, okay, let's move on. We got the Asian friend, we got the stupid hair on this girl, whatever the fuck her name is.
We got the girl that likes him that they're probably going to get together at the end of the movie. Is there karate in this movie? I wish there was karate in this movie because it would be decent. I did like the Power Rangers from 2017. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I like that movie too. I was actually surprised. It was better than I thought it would be.
All right, can we block this fucker because now they're getting out of line?
Yeah, I don't even see that. He's not even coming up on my end.
I can't do anything. I can't. I don't have the control. You do.
All right.
Jamie Olsen. Yeah. Now you wanna accuse people of shit. Now you want to run your fucking mouth because you're a bitch. Yeah, that's. I'm sure your parents are very proud of you talking like that, saying shit like that about people. But you're a coward, just like all the other ones on the internet. How about you come say that to my face? You won't last too long. I'll tell you that much.
Cole Warner, the worst movie director, Neil Breen to me. And then to Bobby, thank you once again, man. Never seen Les Miserables with Hugh Jackman. Haven't seen the movie, so I don't know if it's
Les Miserables.
Haven't seen that film.
I do like Jungle to Jungle. I need to get that on Blu-ray. I do like that film. I think Tim Allen's movie career is underrated because I think people just see him as the home improvement guy.
Yeah,
But he didn't always pick the best movies either. So, yeah.
but he's got some good ones. Galaxy Quest.
Santa Claus. Joe Somebody was good. I like that. He was really good in Red Belt. I really enjoyed him in that movie.
I like that one. No, I did not like Jungle Cruise. There's another crappy Dwayne the Croc Johnson movie. Croc of shit.
Favorite animated Disney film? I would probably say Peter Pan. Like, I just don't get like why they're doing so much CG here. Like again, they couldn't go to New York and film. Like they were that lazy.
Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah,
Is
Tim
it?
Allen. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's easier to do it that way because we just film it like this and we don't have to travel all the way there and set all the crew up and hone this shot to make it look good on the background. It's just what makes it easier for us because it's only going to be on Disney Plus. It's not going to theaters. Even in one of the theaters, they. I think deep down they, well, maybe no, they don't know, but this ain't going to last at all. This is people don't forget this by the end of the week.
People have already forgotten about it.
Sorry, you were
But
talking about
yeah,
Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen. He was good in Wild Hogs. Everybody was good in that movie. And then for Richer or Poorer, I have not seen that movie since it came out, so I don't remember a thing about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Connor, I agree. The internet gives people the privilege to say shit they would never say in real life. Exactly. But I would just love it. Again, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I would love if any of these cowards would approach me on the street and say something like this because they wouldn't get far. I'll tell you that much. Kevin Hart, I honestly never got into Kevin Hart. I never got into Kevin Hart, whether as a comedian or as an actor. It just is not really for me. The only movie I really liked him in was Central Intelligence.
I like that one too.
That's pretty much it. Robin Williams, about the same as Tim Allen for every good movie. He also picked bad movies. I mean, yeah, that's what every actor. I wouldn't just say it was Tim Allen or Robin Williams. I mean, every actor picked bad movies. It's just the way that it is. Some more than others. um, just the way that it goes sometimes.
They are so obsessed with these fucking shoes. I mean,
Well, not to sound sexist, but they are women.
but it's not like Cinderella was just every 5 minutes. Here's the shoe. Here's the shoe. Here's the shoe. Here's the shoe. I mean, yeah, idea. It's called Sneakerella, but that's the thing. It's a stupid idea in the first place. What's next? Macarella about the Big Mac?
Everyone knows you won't do shit. Yeah. Okay, dude. All right. Yep.
Macarella with cheese.
Computer tough guy here. Did I like Jungle Cruise? No. Why would I want to watch that? The whole 9 yards is good. The whole 10 yards, not so much. The Power Ranger comics, which ones are you talking about? Which ones are you referring to?
No, it's not a glass sneaker.
And that's coming up next. That's coming up at the end. Oh my God. Stripperella. I completely forgot about that.
Oh, wasn't that Stan Lee?
Yeah, and Pamela Anderson did the voice, and it was on Spike TV when Spike TV first started.
That's right.
I mean, it was only on for like 3 episodes because they tried to do an animation block, and none of those shows were successful.
Stripperella, God. That's like a. It's weird to say nostalgia, but yeah, I guess it is. It was. Try to remember what year was it?
That was like 03.
Oh yeah, around the like Spider-Man MTV.
because it was Stripperella, it was Gary the Rat, and then it was the uncut versions of Ren and Stimpy, even though they weren't really uncut.
Paulie, I didn't watch much Power Rangers. Do I get the symbolism? The city is his soul, as in soul. No, honestly, I didn't, because the movie was so terrible in doing it. I just thought the movie was about how much to sell your shoes for on eBay, and people who love shoes and have a shoe fetish.
That's what I think.
It was probably the first like shoe fetish movie I've seen. A lot of wank material for them. Is it the shoes? Must be the shoes.
Ah!
They play NBA Jam, then they watch this movie and wank it.
Razzle dazzle.
That's why he had a miniature city in the soles of his shoes. Jesus. No, sorry, go ahead.
Rocket Science, what I meant by not uncut was they said that the episodes of Ren and Stimpy were uncut. They weren't really uncut. They were still the same versions that they showed on Nickelodeon. There was like one episode that they aired that had never aired before, but that was about it. They weren't actually uncut. They're still not even uncut because the DVDs that are out there are still all the edited versions. I think the German Blu-ray set is uncut, but they're all in standard definition. And some of them don't have the English audio. Some of them only have the German audio.
I Am Jedi 06, that's actually not true. House of Wax remake with Paris Hilton is actually pretty good, in my opinion.
Sneaker Con, like Comic Con for sneakers. Yep. That's what that is. They have a convention for everything, so.
I was just going to say they got a convention for everything. So.
They got a convention for everything.
Thanks, Bobby.
Blessed by my sensei. Oh, shut up.
How would you guys react if play fighting game that have two different game styles mixed together? I'm not sure what you mean by two different game styles. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Technically, Demolition Man did it where you point and shoot, and then it would go to Stone and Wesley Snipes having a fight with each other.
The 3DO version.
Yeah, the 3DO version. So, I think Spawn, like you go around, and then when you end a fight, then like for Super Nintendo or something, then you do.
No, that was the PlayStation version.
Oh, PlayStation. Okay, sorry.
No, you're good. The Super Nintendo was the side scrolling.
That's right.
The Super Nintendo Spawn game is actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was the PlayStation one I was thinking of, which looked pretty bad. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
You played that?
That one I've never played. I've only played the Super Nintendo one and then the one for PlayStation 2. The one for PlayStation 2 is cool because Keith David does the voice of Spawn like he did in the cartoon.
I haven't seen how Mary Kay and Ashley look right now, so I can't.
Jersey, are you kidding me? Yeah, Paulie, I hate Nickelodeon now because they try to indoctrinate children. Back in the day they didn't, but now they do. So yeah. So I don't really like people that try to indoctrinate children. That's just me. Yeah, Mary Kate and Ashley need to stop doing heroin. That's what they need to stop doing. Most underrated Spider-Man villain from the comics? I don't know. I never thought about that. Fuck the Baywatch movie.
But yeah, Rain Man, I don't know how Mary Kay and Ashley look now, but I will say this, if you want, and this is sad. I mean, well, not sad, but Bridget Fonda. Look up Bridget Fonda. You would not recognize her. I mean, if she's being happy and enjoying her life, that's cool. I'm just saying, if you look at Bridget Fonda, you wouldn't be able to recognize her.
She don't look like Bridget Fonda anymore.
No.
Let's get 90s. Let's not and say we did. Police Story. I love the Police Story movies with Jackie Chan. The best Blu-ray I would say is the Eureka Blu-ray. If you have a region free player.
I'm gonna warn you that right now the ending is the worst you've seen. I don't know. I've seen a lot of movies. I've seen Alien 3.
Yeah, that's seriously. Yeah,
I've seen
I saw some article recently because Alien 3 just celebrated its 30th anniversary. And they were like, "Oh, like, when it came out, people hated it, but over time, it's become a good movie and people love it. It's the most underrated." I'm like, "Y'all must have been watching a different version of the movie because that ain't the version that I saw."
Yeah, frame by frame. Of course, they're rapping.
Because that's all black people do is rap, right? Do I like Full House? Yes, I do. Yeah, why haven't we had a Spider-Man movie with the Scorpion? I don't get that either. PBS definitely tries to indoctrinate children today, so yeah. Sunny from WWE looks like crap. Well, Sunny's probably going to prison for the rest of her life, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's only killed someone.
Along with all the other things that she was already in trouble for.
Yeah.
Gomer Kyle, no, it's actually just two different Bret Hart figures. And then there's another one that you can't see. Jackie Chan. Yeah, Operation Condor was the movie where Jackie Chan almost died. So, yeah. Yeah, so it's two. Well, on this shelf, it's two Bretts, or three Bretts, actually. You just can't see the third one. And then I got Terry Funk, and then Rocky, and Grimace, and then I got Jackie Chan and the Terminator on this shelf here. Worst films I've seen this year. This one. I think this is the only brand new movie that I've seen this year.
I mean, I would put, in a way, I would put Chainsaw Massacre 2022 and TeamSpeak and Stream 5 as worse, only because they should be better than what they are. This I knew would be garbage, and the title tells you it's garbage. But Chainsaw Massacre, that's a classic, and you make a crappy movie like 2022. Stream 5, you kill Dewey, you do all this stupid shit. You didn't need to do that. And that's not the only reason why it sucks.
Which they gave it away in the trailer.
So to me, those should have been better. Those could have been better. They got more of a budget. The title tells you how crappy it is, so you have no expectations. And of course, they say it's 100% Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes, you never go by it. You never do. It's easy to do it if you want to confirm an opinion you have. And a lot of people have done that. I've done that. I'm guilty of that as well. But in all seriousness, it's not a reliable source. There are people that give a movie 2.5 out of 4. No, 2.5 out of 5 stars, but it's positive. Then another one, 2.5 out of 5, but it's negative. So they just pick and choose what's a positive, what's not. And if they say, hey, we don't want to upset people, we don't want to be called racist, then they give a movie a pass.
Let me ask you a question. What was the last movie that got really bad, horrible reviews that you can remember? Like, no one liked it.
No one liked it?
No one liked it.
God, I haven't kept track of that.
There you go. Because no movie today gets a negative review.
Oh, the new Firestarter.
Oh, okay.
Has like a 18%, I think.
But okay, besides that, every other movie, has good reviews. They're afraid to dislike something. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, Moonfall and Morbius, they didn't get good reviews. A lot of people hated Moonfall, and Morbius with Sony.
And I love how every movie now drops off in the second weekend, particularly the Marvel films. Yeah, Gomer. I have some more Brett figures. I have some of the older ones. They're upstairs though. Like these are the really nice looking ones. These are the classic superstars, which they don't make anymore. The telephone. Is the telephone the one with Richard Chamberlain where if they answer the phone they die?
Murder by Phone.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say the telephone I've never seen. Murder by Phone I like.
The telephone is the one with Whoopi Goldberg, and you find out she's crazy the whole time and kills someone.
Fuck Whoopi Goldberg.
Bobby Reynolds, to answer your question, I think it would be a bit confusing to have two different control styles. I think people like it a bit more simplified as best as they could so that they could just go in and enjoy the game as easy as possible. So I don't think like two different control schemes. At least to me, I want a bit more consistent.
Why would I want to watch Halloween Kills? I've already seen it, the original Halloween 2. Been rewatching all the old Rumbles. Cool. Rise of Skywalker had critics hate it, but everyone went and watched the movie for whatever reason. Because it still made $1 billion.
Yeah, I don't get this movie.
Blade Runner 2049 was hated, but Blade Runner 2049 is actually a good movie. A little long, but
yeah.
Batman versus Superman got bad reviews, but still people went and saw it. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels are both my favorite wrestlers. It's tied. Dune, I like the Dune from the 80s. I like the David Lynch version of Dune.
This is all about sneaker love.
Ben Affleck is the worst Batman. I disagree, actually.
I think the worst is George Clooney.
I kind of like Ben Affleck. I wish that he would have done his solo movie.
Well, Ben Affleck is like the only positive and
yeah.
movie.
Blade Runner 2049 wasn't hated. It just didn't make enough money. Well, that is true. That is true. But again, I mean, did you really expect people to sit through a 3-hour movie? Like, come on now. Halloween Kills was awful. Yep. Again, why would I want to watch that? Why?
It ain't worth it. I'll tell you that much. Halloween Kills wasn't worth it.
I wish Halloween would have killed me. I did like Rip Torn. I did like him as an actor.
Oh my god.
Except that fucking Freddy Got Fingered movie. Which finisher do I prefer? Definitely Sweet Chin Music. They wasted Ben Affleck in the Snyder Cut. Of course they did. Yes, rest in peace, Vangelis. Sad to hear that he passed away. Love the music in Blade Runner. Yeah. Why does Zendaya look 15 when she's 25? I don't know. That was the thing. Like, I was talking about that the other day on my stream. I was like, why did they hire her for this show that's supposed to be about high schoolers being degenerate fucking pieces of shit when she's like 4 years younger than me? Like, she's not that much younger than me. Which is worse, Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance, or Blade Trinity? Definitely Blade Trinity. Fuck Blade Trinity. Fuck that movie.
Thank you, Impersonation Films. I appreciate that.
Uh-oh.
Euphoria or this? Well, this doesn't show child
pornography, basically.
I didn't want to say it. It's just ugly to say.
Yep. I agree.
This movie doesn't have that in a fucking scene.
The Beastmaster is awesome. I love the Beastmaster. I kind of like Beastmaster 2 more than the first one, but that's just me.
Aliens, yes, is my favorite sequel. I have not seen the original Man on Fire. And someone mentioned,
It's not that good.
is that the one
It's
with
not.
Scott Glenn?
Yeah, it's not that good of a movie.
Ah, okay.
It's more depressing than the Denzel Washington one.
Oh, okay.
Because like in the Scott Glenn version, the girl gets killed. He doesn't
Oh,
save her; she gets killed. Spoiler alert.
gotcha.
But Joe Pesci's in it. That's like the best part of the movie.
Hmm.
High schoolers being degenerates, and I'm sorry, the comments are going too fast. No, we're not talking about real life because Euphoria is not accurate at all.
Oh, great. Now he's dancing in the air, too.
How do I do that? How do I dance in the air? Do I like Zendaya? Not really. I honestly don't think she's a good actress. She does not impress me as an actress.
Such bad CGI.
It's so terrible.
It's like a place.
Beastmaster 2 or 29th Street. Come on, man. You already know the answer to that one. 29th Street, all the way. You already know. Nikki, you already know the answer.
How many fucking writers do they have on this movie?
Too many.
Jesus.
Again, actually, yeah, let me go back to that. I'm sorry, I missed that.
It's like
Well, it's over. Thank
story,
God.
4 people on story, and 4 people on teleplay. Jesus.
It's 4 people for a story. That's excessive. 1, 2, and 5 people wrote the screenplay. 5. Are you fucking kidding me? 5 people wrote this screenplay.
That happens a lot for some reason lately.
Oh God! Again, they paid 5 fucking people to write this. 5 people. I hate Hollywood. Fuck this movie. I'm glad it's over. That was awful. It was fucking terrible. That was fucking terrible. Zendaya would make good decoy for How to Catch a Predator. I mean, those fucking creepazoids. You know, a box of tissues would be a good decoy.
Well, frame by frame, story is like the general idea, like the general synopsis. Like if you have like a one sheet, this is basic.
Close.
Screenplay is the details.
Close.
Okay, well,
So the story is like the treatment,
yeah.
which is like the outline of the story, and then the screenplay is the dialogue and the action and the camera movements and everything. The screenplay is like the Bible of the movie. The story is just, you know, again, the tag, not the tagline. They call it log line now. I don't know why they changed it, but
Hmm.
because in class they're like log line, and in my head I'm like, well, it used to be tagline. What changed? But yeah, the story is like the treatment. Blade Runner or Blade Runner 2049. I like both, but I prefer the original because it's Ridley Scott. That's just me. Doctor Who, I like the old Doctor Who. Well, the classic Doctor Who. I like the old one.
Yeah,
Love it.
fire.
Yeah, I hope you are well, as are doing the same, Nikki. It's been a while since we've talked, but cool. Good to see you on here.
Yeah, 5 writers, and not one of them were good.
Again, they paid 5 people to write this movie. Okay. All right.
Well,
Sure.
too late. You can't
Sure. Blade Trinity had problems from the get-go with Wesley Snipes and his massive ego. I think a lot of that is exaggerated because how would you feel if you were the executive producer of 2 very successful, very popular films, and then the third film, they're like, yeah, guess what? Yeah, you're not going to be the star in your movie. And guess what? We're going to kill off your best friend for no reason. How would you feel, honestly? So I don't really blame Wesley Snipes. I mean, did he have an ego problem? Probably, but I mean, number one, he did not want David Goyer to direct that film, and he was overpowered on that. He was vetoed on that, and I agree with Wesley Snipes. Because like there's all these rumors. Oh yeah, all he did was smoke weed in his trailer, and come on, man, like really. Like, and then people were like, "Oh, well, he called Ryan Reynolds a cracker." I'm like, "Well, he probably was pissed off, and he just had a poor choice of words. I don't think Wesley Snipes is a racist. He was probably just in a bad mood that day. So I don't blame him because fuck Blade Trinity.
Yes, frame by frame, you see how excited I am by another Stranger Things. This is my excited face.
Did I see the the Guy Ritchie King Arthur? No, and that's another like every year it's Cinderella, Robin Hood, and King Arthur. Like they just don't stop making these movies. It's really annoying.
You know what? I'm surprised they haven't done like a live action of that Fox Robin Hood movie.
That would be cool. Well, Disney would do that.
They'd screw it up though, probably.
The Adam West Batman. I love the Adam West Batman movie. Ridley Scott or Tony Scott? For me, Tony Scott. I love both, but I always like Tony Scott more.
Yeah, I go with Tony Scott.
Always a pleasure to see you, legends. I don't know about that, but thanks, Lucas. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Lucas. Very good guy.
Ryan Reynolds was shoehorned into Blade Trinity. Of course he was, because they wanted a spinoff and it didn't do well, so no one got a spinoff. What do you think of Geeks and Gamers, and do they deserve the hate? I don't think they deserve the hate. The little that I've seen of them, I enjoy, actually. I don't really know much about them, but the little bit of their videos I've seen, I enjoy.
Yeah, I like their stuff.
Triple H was also in Blade Trinity. Yeah, unfortunately. Unfortunately, he was in Blade Trinity. It's just a bad movie. It was just a bad movie that they tried so hard and it didn't work. It did not work. Yeah, and then Wesley Snipes going to jail for tax evasion was fucking stupid too. Cinderella 2020 or this. I mean, do I have to pick one? They were both pretty fucking bad.
Yeah, they're both horrible.
Zack Snyder or Michael Bay. I like one Zack Snyder movie, the Dawn of the Dead remake. I mean, yeah, Michael Bay lost his fucking mind, but at least he did good movies before that. Zack Snyder is one of the probably the most overrated director of all time, in my opinion. I do like The Saint with Val Kilmer. A lot got cut out of that movie, but I like what we got. Wesley Snipes going away for tax evasion would have been a better movie than Blade Trinity. I shouldn't be laughing, but I am. The Saint is based on the TV series. It was a TV series back in the 60s. And Roger Moore was the Saint. And then they made the movie out of it. And Roger Moore is in the movie. He does like a voiceover or something. I can't remember. Fist of Legend or Ip Man? Fist of Legend, Jet Li. Yeah, Snow White and the Huntsman, the 4 people that watch that movie. I don't remember it. Apparently you do. Didn't they get a sequel or something? I can't remember.
It did get a sequel, and that one totally bombed. And I forget what the sequel was called.
These movies were so wonderful that people are still talking about them. There's so many people that are still watching that. Again, that's what I'm saying. Like, they make these movies, and they expect these movies to be classics, and they're not. And they expect to have franchises because they want every movie to have a franchise. Some deserved them, some didn't deserve them. But whatever. I like the Punisher TV series. I wish we would have got more of that. But now they're going to reboot it again for the, 4th time now? 3rd time now? Aragorn I never saw. That's another movie where they tried to make a franchise out of it because of the books, and it didn't work. Last Witch Hunter is a very forgettable Vin Diesel movie. That's another one where they tried to make a franchise out of it, and 5 people saw it in the theater, And then like a year or so ago, Vin Diesel was like, "Yeah, we're going to do a sequel to that. You're going to do a sequel to the movie that nobody saw." That doesn't make sense.
By the way, Flash Flex, no politics stuff on it. I just don't really want to get into any politics on this. Sorry, Flash Flex, just no politics.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, usually with Flash Flex, I appreciate Flash, but no politics stuff.
No, you can come. You can come on my channel for that.
Yeah, I just there's enough of that in the news and stuff. I don't even want to think about it.
And people get mad at me when I tell them the truth, but oh well.
Well, you being honest, there's all nothing wrong with that.
I am honest. People need to get over it. I've never seen an episode of Stranger Things. I have the first 2 seasons here on Blu-ray, but I have never seen a single episode of it.
I thought the first season was okay, and I think it went downhill after that.
Like a lot of good shows, or a lot. Well, I shouldn't say good shows. A lot of shows. There's a lot of bad shows that did that too.
I think season 2 at best was a mixed bag, and I thought season 3 was pretty bad.
Is there any movie in the last 10 to 20 years that I think will go on to be a classic? I mean, 20 years, yeah. 10 years, I don't know, maybe. 20 years, 2002, The First Transporter, I think is a classic. The Punisher from 2004, I think will be a classic. Rambo 4, I think. Rocky Balboa. But if we're going 10 years, 2012.
John Wick.
John Wick, that's probably about it.
When was Dredd?
10 years ago, 2012. So
I think Dredd.
Yeah. I've never seen Watchmen, so Iron Man or Aquaman. I'm sorry, not Iron Man.
Aquaman, I didn't care for.
I don't get it. He is the Beastmaster underwater. What do you not understand?
Same with, Captain Marvel made $1 billion. It's just people go out and see the films, and doesn't mean they're good movies, in my opinion.
Well, it made $1 billion, but in America, it did not do that well. It actually was considered a little bit of a flop in America. It didn't make its goal or whatever in the States. And that's why they're delaying the sequel as much as possible, because they really don't want to do it, to be honest.
Well, I don't blame him with Brie Larson at the helm. Should have been your first warning.
I just realized that she was in a Disney Channel original movie from back in the day, and I did not realize that it was her in that movie until like 3 days ago.
What was the movie?
It's called Right on Track. It's based on a true story. It's about these sisters that were like drag car racers. They were like teenage drag car racers. And Beverly Mitchell, who was on Seventh Heaven at the time, I remember her in that because I had a crush on her back in the day. But Brie Larson is the younger sister, and I did not realize that till about 3 days ago, because I was just looking at some of the Disney Channel movies, and I was like, "What the fuck? She was in that?" I don't even remember that, and I've seen that movie a couple of times. I don't remember her being in that movie. But I was reading, apparently she auditioned for a bunch of those movies back in the day.
Gotcha.
The music in this movie sucked.
Yeah, the music in this, I mean, I can't remember probably the last musical I liked was A Star Is Born. That's probably the last musical I saw. And that's actually that's a good musical. It even has Andrew Dice Clay in it, who was good in it.
There you go. Superhero movies are losing their popularity as much as they don't want to admit it.
I mean, Spider-Man still made $1 billion. Doctor Strange is still making its money.
But not in America. Yeah. That's what people don't realize. These movies are not doing as well here in the States. It's mostly because of China. And Jedi-Zilla, I agree with you. I don't understand why Age of Ultron got hated either, because that was actually the only decent Avengers film, to be honest. That was the only one I cared for.
Yeah, Gomer. Yeah, I was flipping through it. I saw that he was on, and he does a good work like Beats and Gamers, and I like a lot of his videos, and they do a good job. So,
which guy? What's his name? What's his real name?
Gary.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And on Nerd Rock is Gary, and Beats and Gamers is Jeremy.
Yeah, I like Jeremy.
Yeah.
And then Young Rippa's on there too sometimes. Like he'll be on there
Yeah.
too. Yeah, I like him a lot too. I watch
Yeah.
his
I do
videos all the
too.
time.
He does a good job.
He is hilarious. I love him. And then I love when he brings like his haters on. That makes me very happy because he always schools them and everything.
I like that one, the Jody's Corner. The
Hmm.
one with the. He's like, "You fat." The other rep is like, "You fat." I'm just saying you're a fat fuck. That's just.
That was fucking hilarious. And that one was like a 3-hour video. And I love how he's just so patient. He just lets these idiots talk. And then he tries to get a word in, and then he can't. And he just sits there, and you could just see it on his face. Like he wants to yell, but you know, he's he's bigger. Like he invited some guy on, and that like immediately the dude just started screaming and carrying on and talking nonsense. And he's just like this, like,
Yeah, let him do his own
okay.
work.
And then he just had enough, and he just like hung up on the guy. He's like, all right, you're done.
Yeah, no, Fabio and I, like someone like Young Ripper, but we'll still be called racist. It's whatever fits their format. They don't want to look at the fats.
It's all about the narrative.
It's whatever fits it. And then when you knock against it, they get mad.
Yep.
You hate all new films. Then we name like 10 films we like that came out last couple years. Then they have amnesia.
Selective amnesia. I've never seen Rocket Man. Yeah, Brie Larson's like a 3 out of 10, if that. Just saying. Just saying. I like that. Fabio likes a black creator. I like several, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because people are fucking stupid and they don't know anything.
Yeah, we base it on people. It doesn't matter.
Who was, I can't remember. There was a guy recently. They were like, "You're racist," and then he was like, "You know I'm black, right?" I can't remember who it was though. I cannot remember who it was. Like there was a thing recently where it was like I don't remember if it was a writer or something, and they were like, "They're racist. That's white male rage," and he's like, "You know I'm black, right?" And for the life of me, I cannot remember who it was recently. And I thought it was so hilarious. I'm like, you're that fucking stupid that you didn't know this guy was black? Like, come on now.
Rather than do the research.
Superhero movie is awful. Fuck that movie.
Doomcock, I haven't seen a lot of him, so I don't know. Black Phone could be interesting. We'll see if they didn't give the whole movie away in the trailer.
Ford versus Ferrari. Never
Haven't
saw.
seen it. Haven't seen
Leftists would call Young Ripper Uncle Tom. Kind of shows you leftists are the most racist. I mean, they are. I mean, not to get into a political debate, but they are. Just we'll leave it at that. Emma Stone is a 6 out of 10. I disagree. I disagree with that. Just me. Brie Larson or Bryce Dallas. I mean, Bryce Dallas Howard is actually good looking. Just saying. Brie Larson is not. Again, Brie Larson's like a 3 out of 10, if that. And she ain't got no ass. Just saying.
As for talent, at least Bryce Dallas Howard directed some episodes of The Mandalorian that were really good. Brie Larson hasn't done squat.
Yeah, she definitely has her father's talent. I will say that.
Well, to be fair, Brie Larson, I didn't mind her in Coastal Island. I would give her that much.
That was like the one of the few movies that I liked her. That and Jump Street, and then Don John. She was good in that. I mean, she only had one line in the movie, but she was good in that movie. Scary movie or Scream? Scream. Definitely Scream.
Yeah, Scream.
Zardos or Mad Max 3. Oh my god. Zardos just because it's so odd.
I didn't mind Wrath of Man. I have a review of that on the channel. I didn't mind the film.
Haven't seen that. I do like Elton John's music. Always liked his music.
Sorry, I don't know who Vosh is. Sorry.
I don't know who they are either. Underrated directors, too many to list.
I'll let you bring that so people keep out. The Red Ranger, The Arrest. You mentioned on your stream, but for those who haven't seen that.
I'm surprised Well, I'm not actually. What I meant to say is I'm not surprised that came up, but yeah. So apparently he was involved with these guys that like basically embezzled $3 million from COVID relief, and they were supposed to use it for one thing, and they used it for their own. Like they bought like a house or whatever. So he got caught up with these people. I think it was just a setup. I think they took advantage of him and they lied to him and they manipulated him, and now he's left holding the bag. That's what I think that happened. Um, I mean, I don't know Austin personally. I've met him, and based upon his character and what he's done for this country and everything, I don't see him doing something like this. So, I mean, obviously his lawyers are working around the clock. I think everything will be fine. At the end of the day, I think he'll get off with this, and hopefully he sues everybody. You know.
No problem, frame by frame. Thank you for the request. Appreciate it.
Oh
And
yes,
hope
absolutely.
you have a good night, man.
Where were we? Amelia Clark is not hot. Disagree. I definitely disagree with that. The left is hypocritical. That's all you need to know about him. Oh, she is hot. She just picks bad movies. Yeah, I mean, she did say Terminator Genesis was a horrible movie and nobody enjoyed doing that film. I definitely believe her.
Yes, I did like the Death Wish remake. I thought it was pretty decent.
I did too. I just watched it not that long ago because it was a paid request. I quite enjoyed that. I think that was the last good movie Bruce Willis was in.
Yeah.
Anna Damaris. Yeah, Anna Damaris is definitely hot. I'll say that.
Roadhouse is a fun movie. Did not know there was a Criterion giving a 4K.
That was an April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why people believe it because they put it in the thing. You got to read all of it. It says April Fool's joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love if that were to happen, but it definitely won't happen.
I mean, Criterion did do Armageddon on DVD,
which I have behind me here.
But no, they're not doing 4K of Roadhouse.
I love David Bowie.
Yeah, rest in peace, David Bowie.
Right, yeah. Juicy Smollett, the famous French actor, went to jail for about 20 minutes. So there you go. You want to talk about privilege.
Stan Lee's blood was stolen, used to sign Black Panther comics. Never heard that.
That's a little strange. Emphasis on little. There's only one Space Jam, the original.
Exactly. Fuck Space Jam 2.
Mean Girls is a classic. So there you go. There's another movie in the past 20 years. Is it a classic? I do think so.
Yeah.
It's funny because director-screenwriter, he said that it's like a guilty pleasure movie for him. I'm like, hey, man, if you like the movie, you like the movie. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, exactly.
The Gentleman I've never seen.
I've seen it. I don't remember much about it. I know Matthew McConaughey was in it.
All right.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Tears of the Sun is definitely underrated. Hostage is definitely underrated. 12 Monkeys. Bruce Willis has done a lot of underrated movies.
Yeah. Last Boy Scout, Fifth Element.
And I wish him nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Laughing at Gomer's comment. Daredevil is definitely underrated. Well, yeah, I mean, but Kiss did that like consensually back in the day. With the blood in the comic book ink, like that was like the deal. They didn't go and like get their blood stolen like this. Like, come on now. That was like the gimmick, that made you want to buy the comic book. That was consensually. Sad what happened to Lindsay Lohan. I mean, again, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but this is what happens when you're a famous child. everyone tells you yes. Everyone tells you how great you are. Everyone gives you drugs and alcohol and money. Why do you think all these child actors end up fucked up? Gee, I wonder what it could be.
Yeah, look at Corey Feldman.
But again, he's not as innocent as he says he is, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hostage never gets talked about. Striking distance never gets talked about. No, I do not like Family Guy.
nah, I couldn't idea in the Family Guy.
No. Favorite samurai film? Samurai Cop.
Samurai Cop. Oh God.
Oh, here's a good one. Copland or End of Days?
Well, I mean, those are two very different films, so it depends on the mood. I mean, I'm I'm a sucker for action horrors. I would say Copland is the better movie, but End of Days I probably rewatch sooner because it's more of the entertainment factor. But I love both. Both I think are underrated.
I agree. I would have to go with End of Days. I do think it's one of Schwarzenegger's best performances, and it's definitely probably his most underrated.
Yeah.
And I wish that they would do a better Blu-ray and put the original ending on there. Because I have the novelization. In the novelization, they have the original ending where he lives. So
Oh, okay.
they definitely filmed it, and they said they tested both, and people reacted better to the ending that we have in the film. So,
Hmm.
but why can't you just put it on the Blu-ray for people to see? I don't get it. Like Arrow, come on. I mean, Arrow's doing Desperado, so why not? Theatrical cut or director's cut? The director's cut is better of Copland.
Yeah.
It's not perfect because you can tell what's different because the sound quality is different and then the color timing is different. So you can clearly tell what's been added in there. I Come in Peace or Predator 2? Predator 2, too easy.
Yeah.
Predator 2 is the most underrated sequel of all time. Prove me wrong.
I love I Come in Peace. I'll go with Predator 2. Oh, I wanted to ask you. I know you've been asked this on your stream, but for here, what were your thoughts on Prey?
I thought it
The
looked
Predator
absolutely.
film.
Like, I know it was 30 seconds and it was, but I'm just like, why? Like, why would anybody want to watch that?
To buy that this 80-pound lady can beat up the Predator. Arnold barely could, but
I
this
know,
lady
like
can.
Arnold. I mean, he was the only person that lived. The Predator wiped out a whole team of special forces people and almost killed Arnold. And then he wiped out all these cops in the second one and gang members and all this, and only Danny Glover survived. Like, no, I don't buy it.
Yeah, but she has vagina powers.
I mean, what's she gonna do? Like, spread her legs and have the Predator put his head in there? Like, is that what's gonna happen? That'd be a different kind of movie. That's a different kind of Predator.
As he goes and he has that thumbs up from the
Yeah,
Predator.
right. The Predator. The less said about that movie, the better. Worst experience in the movie theater. Wow, that's a good question. It might have been when I saw Nonstop because there was these two kids that were fucking around the whole time, and then towards the end of the movie, when all the cool shit's happening, they were like taking selfies and they had the flash on, and I just like snapped my head and yelled at them. It's like it's all the shooting and the planes going down, and I'm like, this is the best part of the movie. And then they're over there finger fucking their phone, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it. Your mom and dad dropped you off because they got nothing better to do. But some of us are trying to watch the movie. Some of us are trying to get our $6 worth, here. Yeah, The Siege is another movie that never gets talked about. It's really weird to watch that movie today, though.
Yeah.
We were talking about that in class too. The, you'll get a kick out of this. The one girl did not know who Keanu Reeves was. I'm like, how do you not know who Keanu Reeves is?
How old was she?
She's 19. And she has no clue who Keanu Reeves is.
Okay.
I'm like, alrighty then. She didn't know who Burt Reynolds was.
Mm.
I'm like, what the fuck? So the instructor recommended 7 movies: Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Speed, The Matrix, some movie he did for Netflix, and then the first 3 John Wick movies.
Mm.
I'm like, not Point Break, not The Devil's Advocate. So is Prey going to have white settlers being racist and the Predator will kill them all? I don't know. Is Eternals one of the films I would recommend? I mean, if you want to go to sleep, yeah, it's a great sleeping pill, but
I can concur on that. Good sleeping pill.
I've never seen Death to the Smoochie, so I don't know. Under Siege 1 or 2. I got to go with the first one.
Yeah,
I like both, but I think the first one's a better movie because Tommy Lee Jones is the villain and Gary Busey.
I mean, I'm indifferent. If she's in a Nobody or John Wood film, it's fine. But I mean,
Well, they're doing one with Anna Damaris. They're doing a John Wick spinoff with her.
Hmm.
I think it's called like Ballerina or something. From if I remember correctly,
Oh, okay, I remember hearing that.
I would consider Nonstop to be a thriller. That's just me.
Yeah,
Mark for Death or Under Siege. Mark for Death. I like both, but I like Mark for Death better because Seagal's just in his prime, just fucking people up. So yeah,
both good choices. I mean, they're both good movies.
but a lot of stuff got cut out of that movie too.
Like which parts? Do you know any details?
Danielle Harris told me they filmed a lot more scenes with her. Like they showed her getting out of the hospital when she lived and everything, but they cut all that out.
Hmm.
I was like, really? She's like, yeah. She's like, we filmed all these scenes where I'm like in rehab and then I come home and it's all happy. And she goes, and they never used any of it. And I did ask her, I said, what was it like working with Seagal? And she just looked at me and smiled. And she goes, he's interesting. I'm like, that's what I hear. So,
Yeah. Oh, there's a story I could tell of him then. Remember that interview they did with the guy where he's like, "Can I laugh in your face?" What
Michael
was the?
Chavello, yeah.
He told a story about interviewing Seagal. When Seagal came in, he had a bulletproof vest on, and apparently, like he carries a bulletproof vest whenever he goes, and like he wanted to do it in sunglasses, and he had a gun with him the whole time. And I'm like, it's like the interview I saw with the guy who did that Perfect Weapon movie, and he's like, "Yeah, I was talking to Seagal one time on the phone, and he was getting a blowjob while he was talking to me." And he said, "I'll do this movie, but I want to be the good guy. I want to be the lead." And he's like, "Well, you know, this other guy's the lead. Okay, fine, I'll do it, but I want a young Asian girl to be with me, and I want to have a scene with her." This is what the director said. He has no reason to lie. It's just, I believe it.
No, I believe it too. But yeah, he carries a gun everywhere he goes, which, I mean, in America, it's not a problem because it's your constitutional right. But I don't know why he would wear a bulletproof vest everywhere. I mean, I don't wear mine everywhere. Just saying. Um, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with carrying a gun, in America. I don't know about Russia where he's at, but whatever. Fuck No Time to Die. But yeah, I believe it. I believe the whole that story about. I heard another story like he went to like a meeting or something, and like a woman was there, like she was one of the producers of this movie he was going to do or whatever, and she just like walked over to shake his hand to introduce herself, like a normal person, and he like looked at her and he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she's like, "For what?" And he's like, "I only like Asian women," and walked away. And she just thought it was the strangest thing. And I'm like, yeah, because normal people don't do that. Like if they stick your hand out, you shake their hand and you introduce yourself and you say hello. You don't just say, "Well, I don't really like white women," but that's weird because he was married to several of them.
Guess not for long for a reason.
Well, I mean, him and Kelly
Well,
LeBrock were together for a while, but they're not together anymore.
yeah.
And then the maid that he got pregnant while he was still with Kelly LeBrock, she was white too. So yeah. Oh well.
Jesus
And
Christ.
then I remember the one interview he did for a DVD extra for Black Dawn. I was reading that somebody that worked on that, they showed up to his house and they wanted to like shoot it in his living room or something because they had like all these pictures and it looked cool. And he goes, "We're not going to do that." He's like, "But why?" He goes, "Because my chair's not in there." And he goes, "What chair?" He goes, "I have this special chair that was blessed by the Dalai Lama, and it's out in the backyard, and we have to film it there." And they're like, "But we don't have the equipment to film it there because this is what we agreed to." And he goes, "Well, we're not going to do the interview then." And then finally they were like, "All right, let's go." And I guess they went and got lights somewhere and came back and to film a 5-minute interview for a movie that he didn't even finish because he had to sit in his magical chair. Oh my god! And then the director, the guy that did The Foreigner and Out for a Kill. All right, what is going on with my computer here?
Okay, you mentioned Out
We're
for a
good.
Kill in which film? He
The
directed
Foreigner,
The Foreigner.
the direct. So he said that, and this definitely happened. I believe it. When they were going to do it, had to have a meeting at Saul's house, and Saul flew Buddhist Muslims from Tibet, like paid for their flight and everything, and they had to have a meeting to see if Steven Seagal should do the movie or not. And the monks had to give a blessing. And the director said it was the strangest thing he has ever experienced in his life. And I believe it. I definitely believe it.
Yeah.
And they just kind of like sat there and he's like, okay. And then like they like prayed and everything. And then Seagal was like, all right, well, whatever the guy, I don't know what they like their title is or whatever, but
He's
he's
such
like,
a Yeah, go
he's
ahead.
like, can I do this film? And they just kind of like, well, yeah, like, and then they got back on a plane and flew back to Tibet. Like, he said it was the strangest thing.
He's
I
such a
believe it. He's a
he's such,
weirdo.
he's such a weird fucking guy. Why do you think that is? Do you think there's a part of it that's just playing an act?
Yes, I do. I think a lot of it is just him basically being a troll because he can, like, you know what I mean?
Power.
Um, yeah, it's just he knows he can get away with it. So I think a lot of it is just I don't think he's really like behind closed doors. I don't think he's really like that. I just think, when there's people around, when there's cameras around, he acts that way because he's crazy. You know, I really do think that. I mean, I read like a recent interview. Kelly LeBrock said she feels sorry for him. That she said that growing up, like he really got bullied and he really got picked on, and that's kind of why he became the way that he became. I'm like, well, we all went through that, but that doesn't mean you have to be an asshole. Like, there's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
But he's a weirdo. He's just strange, which is a shame because back in the '90s, he was the coolest fucking guy ever. And then he stopped giving a shit, and the rest is history, as they say. But like I say all the time, if he would have just kept his mouth shut and listened to what they were telling, like Warner Brothers, if he would have just listened to Warner Brothers, he would have had a longer theatrical career. Number one, and then number two, he might have had a similar trajectory as Van Damme, where he would pop up in something here and there and do commercials and But nope, he just
He
wanted to
did
be
the
a
one
knucklehead.
he did do the one Mountain Dew commercial. I
That was
remember.
cool though, but that was almost 20 years ago. So
Yeah.
that was a minute ago.
Yeah.
But
And then
other than
Cat Puncher in that.
yeah, that was fun in the Onion movie. That was
Yeah.
funny. But other than that,
Not much.
that there's reasons why people don't want to work with him. There's reasons why people don't put him in movies and stuff. Just behave. Again, you're talking shit about the company that just paid you $15 million to do a movie. I don't think that's what you should be doing. I don't think that's smart. Um, and I was reading like interviews, like people that worked at Warner Brothers that back in the day, They were like, yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happened. He just would go on these interviews and say all these things about us that were not true. And we just paid him a shit ton of money to do these movies. And it's like, well, you can't really work with people like that. You can't show up on Monday and do your job. And then on Friday, you're doing an interview where you say you hate these people. It doesn't work that way. And they're paying you more money than anyone else. I mean, he was making, more money than Van Damme back then. I mean, he wasn't making Stallone and Schwarzenegger money, but he was making a lot. Like Under Siege 2, he got paid $15 million to do. And that was in 1995. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Jojo. Yeah, I mean, people go through stuff all the time. Unless it was still absolutely crazy, there's no reason to act that way still.
No.
I mean, it's just an excuse.
My favorite Chuck Norris movie is Sidekicks.
My favorite is Firewalker.
Yeah. Love Firewalker. I wish there was a better Blu-ray for that movie. But that's just my opinion.
No, I agree.
Where was I?
Married with Children, the cartoon.
I mean, I'm kind of okay with that. I kind of look forward to that. I mean, if it has the original people, a cartoon of that, I could watch that. I could see that. Yeah, I don't know why Mission Impossible, the next one's going to be 2 parts. I don't know what it is with every movie being 2 parts now. I met Seagal when he was filming Exit Wounds. Interesting. Let's just say he is an asshole. I definitely believe it. But I've heard good things and bad things about him, so I guess it just depends on his mood that day. Because my dad met him, and my dad said he was cool, so I don't know. Seagal choked John Leguizamo. Well, I don't really feel bad about that because fuck that guy. So yeah, no love lost there.
I was asking, what's the best year or decade for cartoons? I mean, I don't know about the best year.
The best decade's the 80s.
Yeah, it's a good case. For me, 80s are good. It's hard because my favorite cartoon was in 2003, so but the decade itself wasn't that good for cartoons. I would also say 90s because I like The Simpsons when they were good. I like Beavis and Butthead. I don't know. I mean, 80s is a good answer, though. Yeah, He-Man, you got G.I. Joe, you got Transformers, you had the beginning of the Ninja Turtles, then went into the 90s. You had Thundercats, all that stuff.
Seagal's oldest daughter was in the Gamera movies, and she is gorgeous, his oldest daughter.
Okay.
Fuck John Cena.
Yeah, the early 2000s had some good cartoons. The He-Man one was interesting. The 2003 Ninja Turtles. There was the Spider-Man MTV one. Robot Chicken, they were getting in there. Love Robot Chicken. So there's a lot of good stuff in there.
Van Damme ruined his mainstream career thinking he was worth more than he actually was. I mean, I kind of disagree with that because he was definitely worth more and the studios didn't see that. But I don't agree with him being coked out of his mind and stuff like that. But hey, everybody fucks up. Everyone's a human being. But like I know he asked for like 20 million a movie. In my opinion, he deserved it because at that point he was at the height of his career. His movies were making a shit ton of money. So there's no reason why they couldn't pay him what they were paying Seagal and other people. Just saying. That's just how I feel.
Well, since I got about 38% on the phone, so we'll be wrapping it up a bit. I want to ask Fabio, since you mentioned this and it's the talk of the town on the internet, the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. At the very least, it does showcase just how insane Amber Heard is and has been. Johnny Depp might not be perfect, but Amber Heard, I think, was a lot more egregious and was a lot more guilty than what she lets on. And shows she can't act either. on the stand and shit. So, what are your any thoughts on that?
Well, first, Kaiser Soze, said some of Seagal's movies still hold up. Honestly, like I said earlier, the first 10 years of his career, you can't touch those movies. From Above the Law to Fire Down Below, that is prime Seagal. You cannot get better than those movies. Those movies were huge movies back in the day. They were very, very popular films, and I think all those movies still hold up. And I watch them frequently because that's when he made good movies, and all those movies are classics, in my opinion. But the Amber Heard situation, first of all, she's not the only woman that does this, and I use that
Mhm.
term loosely, pun intended. Um, but yeah, I mean, again, is Johnny Depp perfect? No, no one is. Um, but like you said, this just shows you how crazy she is. She is a narcissistic sociopath. See you next Tuesday. Um, and in the words of Johnny Depp, how do you think she got hired? It definitely was not based on her acting ability. I'll say that.
What's
And
fun? Yeah,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would also say what's funny is that I don't look into it much, but it goes on the feed on YouTube when you're just trying to find
Oh, of
something.
course. Yeah. It's just
There
how it
was
works.
a guy that worked with her on Never Back Down has a podcast, and he talked about he played like the best friend in the movie.
The dude with the camera. Yeah.
Yeah. And he did about how, she's talking about, I never used cocaine since I was 18. And he's like, no, you offered me cocaine on the movie. Like, let's party. I'm like, oh, I didn't think it was that kind of party. And she was, I
It's
guess,
that kind of party.
yeah. And at that point, Amber Heard was a lesbian with a lover. And he went into their place, and the whole place was trashed. Like,
I
shit
believe
was
it.
being thrown around because Amber Heard is batshit insane. So I
Yeah.
just,
Um, and Chris Rock was my favorite. Believe all women except Amber Heard. Um, but yeah, she's crazy. She is a crazy person. And again, Johnny Depp is not perfect, but for all these people to say, "Oh, well, he cheated on the mother of his children," with no, they were already broken up, but before they even got together. And you know what? Even if Johnny Depp did do that, that's not justifiable for her to act that way. Um, not at all. There's no reason to kill, almost kill someone and abuse someone regularly because you are a psychopath. But
right.
she's a nut job. Um, all this information is coming out now. There's too much evidence to support it. There's too much information to support it. You cannot say that she's innocent. And yeah, going on trial or going up there on the stand and doing cocaine on the stand and you
You
know
think that was the case? I thought you just.
no, she was definitely doing cocaine. Like you could find the clip, like because she puts her like napkin up like this, and she looks around, and then she like closes one nostril to sniff it, and then
But
she's
why
going
would
like
you?
this.
But why would you try to do that on the stand though in court? You can't wait
People are
20
fucking
minutes.
crazy. Drug addicts are fucking insane, which is why they are drug addicts.
Oh, yeah,
These people are nuts. There are crazy people, but
that's
she's
good.
terrible. She is a terrible person. Um, and up there trying to win an Academy Award that she's never going to get. It's hilarious to me. But I think, at the end of the day, Johnny Depp is going to win. He's going to get paid. And if I was him, I would tell Hollywood, go fuck yourselves. Fuck every single one of you. I would sue everybody else. And I would say, all right, I'm going to go see my kids. Have a nice day. Don't call me. I will not call you back.
I will say I do think it's one of those where I don't think it was cocaine. I think it was something to make her cry, like, and let the tears go down. I just,
It makes people cry.
well, yeah, that's true too. I
How
just,
much money they're spending on it.
yeah. But I think what the thing about that interests me about this, not because I like Amber Heard, and no, I don't like Never Back Down, just me. It's because I remember before all this, it was the easy call. Johnny Depp is the most awful person,
Of course,
and
because that was the hype of the Me Too shit.
And it reminds me very, very different circumstances of when everyone thought Michael Jackson was the most evil person. He did everything, all this. And it's like, no, if you actually look into it, every detail, every little thing about that stupid, dumbass documentary, Leaving Neverland, which is Sneakerella was more of a documentary than Leaving
Which was
Neverland.
atrocious. I wish his kids would have sued, to be honest.
But sadly, you can't, because I believe the law is you can't do that for someone who's dead. Like, you can't defame someone who's dead. For what I
Yeah,
understand, is the law.
there's always a loophole. There
So
always. It's just the way that
that's
it goes.
that's the thing, people. That's why people wait until someone's dead, because you can say whatever you want about a dead person, they cannot sue. That is the law.
Look at
If
Corey
they're
Haim.
alive, but if it's dead, you cannot do it, and that's the loop. That's why people wait until it happens, and then they say it, because we do say anything we want, we won't get in trouble. But you look at that, and you look at the fact that, oh, I went to his place in Thanksgiving, even though Michael Jackson was in a tour in Australia the whole time. Oh, I was in this train station, but the train station wasn't built till years later. Oh, we went to Euro Disney, but Euro Disney wasn't open till like 4 years later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, well, this says they found this child stuff. No, that was a tabloid that made a fake story, and it's in all the records of the sheriff department that nothing was ever found on any computer, anything at all. They found stuff to do the Harvey Weinstein. They never found a single piece of evidence of Michael Jackson. I think he was a guy that was too naive. He had a mind of a child because he grew up in this way where you have no birthdays, you have no Christmases, and you're 6 years old. You don't go to school. I think he wanted to be a dad, and he was just too naive. He was too naive, and he was weird. That doesn't mean he's evil, and everything is too naive, and it was easy to take advantage of.
Yeah.
That does happen.
I think his biggest flaw was that he was kind. He had a big heart, and he wasn't allowed to have a childhood. And he wanted to make sure that kids would have a childhood. I wouldn't say he was weird. He was eccentric,
Or eccentric is a good
but
word.
I wouldn't say Michael Jackson was a weirdo. And you know what? He went to court and got acquitted twice, not once, twice on these allegations. And I remember the second time, because the first time I was too young, but the second time that they went to court, like, I remember all that, and I never believed it. It was all bullshit. And then the one kid's dad, he was the one that said all this stuff and initiated it. Okay, well, if it was so true, then why'd the guy kill himself before he could go to trial? Why?
And also in that Leaving Neverland, the one of the two people, this was so bad that he went out with Michael Jackson's niece for over 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it was that bad. And in the documentary, I'm going to burn all my Michael Jackson stuff. He sold that stuff in 2011 to an auction charity. So that wasn't even his stuff. He literally they did that for fictional, dramatic portion of a documentary that was so true that they edited it more and more, and it got shorter and shorter when it was in the UK. Like, how many holes does it take to get in the center of the Tootsie Pop? How many holes does it take? But
it's just, if it fits the narrative, that's what they do. It's what they've always done. Well, Bill Cosby, his rights were violated. He was not given due process. So they broke the law. So he should have never went to prison to begin with, to be honest. Because he's right, again, they did not properly try him and everything because they wanted him to go to prison right away. That's exactly why he got out of jail. Like, people want to jump on an emotion because everyone's emotional and neurotic, and particularly in America. That's what if people would actually read the facts of the case, that's what happened with Bill Cosby. His rights were violated, and he should never have gone through that. And he was not supposed to go to prison, but they changed it to where he was supposed to. And yeah, that's what happens when you break the law. You can't do it. I don't care if it's Bill Cosby or if it's a guy down the street. You have to do it the proper way. So there you go.
And no, Michael Jackson didn't do that. He saw cameras, he showed his kid, and it was like 30 seconds long. It wasn't.
They edited the footage. Yeah. That was, come on, like, let's get real here, people.
I thought his skin. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought he had a skin disease. Maybe I'm
He
wrong.
did. And
I
then
thought it
he got,
starts with a V or something.
I don't remember what it's called, but yeah, he got the surgery and the surgery fucked him up. What a surprise.
Yeah.
And then he got addicted to painkillers, and that's ultimately what killed him, unfortunately.
Didn't that doctor do something? Something?
Yeah, he was getting the pills from the doctor, and people put things in pills all the time. It's just unfortunately the way that it goes. There, yeah, that's
That's
what it's
annoying.
called. Yeah. But again, it's not just him; it's a lot of people. His problem was he was too nice, and people took advantage of him, and that's
So,
why people were allowed to get away with the things that they said about him and everything.
yeah, and fuck Oprah Winfrey. She two faced
For,
bitch.
for many reasons, but yeah.
What many reasons? Feel free. I'm
Well, I
being.
mean, yeah, her and Michael Jackson were best friends, and then all of a sudden she turned her back on him. Um, her and Harvey Weinstein were good friends. So you mean to tell me that you didn't know what was going on there with him? Same
Yeah, she's.
with Matt Damon and Quentin Tarantino and all these other people. You mean to tell me that you didn't know this guy was doing this stuff? He was your brother and everything? Okay. Okay.
She said Harvey Weinstein was her brother,
I don't know
or
if she said that, but Matt Damon and
oh,
Tarantino definitely said that. But there's so many
oh,
pictures of her and Harvey Weinstein. They
oh.
all them people, Whoopi Goldberg and Rosie O'Donnell, all of them. They're all fucking hypocrites. They're all buddy, same with Epstein. They were all friends with these people. And then they want to act like it never happened. Okay, sure. Monkeys are going to fly out of my butt later.
Someone's asking, do you think Michael Jackson's doctor killed him?
Yes. Again, I think, he was getting the pills and he put stuff in the pills. I mean, they proved it in a court of law. That's why he's in prison for the rest of his life.
Hmm.
They proved it. I mean, come on now.
Let me answer this. He's been asked this a bit. Sorry about that, Rocket Science. I love John Hughes. Love a lot of his movies. Love Weird Science. Love Trains, and Automobiles. Would love to see the full cut of Planes, Trains. I know a lot of stuff was cut out. Same with Uncle Buck. I know you mentioned there was like one deleted scene somewhere
Here on
on.
YouTube, it's here.
But yeah, I like John Hughes, and I didn't see Pretty in Pink, but I like Breakfast Club, Weird Science, and stuff. And they released the deleted scenes of Breakfast Club. His other movies, I don't know, like the Plane, Trains, Automobile stuff. I don't know where it's at.
His family is in possession of it
Mm.
because he kept copies of everything. So he kept all the work prints, he kept all the director's cuts, all that type of stuff.
So they're
But
not paying. Someone doesn't want to pay the money for it.
yeah, that's the thing. Like Paramount doesn't want to pay the family all that money to get the tapes and clean them up and put them out there and stuff like that. Yeah, because he kept everything. Criterion did it for Breakfast Club because they're Criterion because they didn't put the full cut on there, but they put all the footage on there.
And it's
That's
hard
all.
to do. It's hard to do links on here, guys. But this is Fabio's name, and we'll link it in the chat.
Yes, I mean, again, you can research Michael Jackson's doctors in prison for the rest of his life. It's all public information. Again, they went to court for it. He got convicted in court, and that's why he's in jail. And then Michael Jackson didn't steal the Beatles' music; he bought the rights to it. He purchased the rights to the Beatles catalog, and then he sold it. And then he also purchased the rights to Eminem's catalog and sold it
And he could
because he
afford to buy it.
right because Michael Jackson got mad that Eminem sampled his music and put him in his lyrics and stuff. So Michael Jackson bought his music, and then before he died, he actually sold it. So, and then again, he didn't steal the Beatles music. He bought the catalog, and then I think he sold it to Paul McCartney because Paul McCartney didn't own it because they didn't for the longest time. The Beatles, their surviving members, did not own the music. The record companies did. So Michael Jackson bought it, and then I believe he sold it to Paul McCartney, if I'm not mistaken, for like $1 or something. Like he like made all this money off of it, then he sold it really, really cheap to Paul. I believe that's the story.
I don't know what this means. I don't know Sonic.
Well, Michael Jackson did the soundtrack to Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Oh, okay.
And when he did that is when he got busted the first time, when all the allegations. So they took his name off of it, but they still used some of the music in the game, but they didn't give him credit for it.
Oh, okay.
And then I think he sued him and won. So yeah, it's on. I think some of it's on YouTube. I think some of it got leaked out there, but Michael Jackson never released it officially. But some of it is out there, like on bootlegs and stuff.
I'll look that up. Very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, he originally was going to do all the music for Sonic 3, and then they scrapped it. But I think, like I said, I think they ended up putting some of it in the game, but they didn't credit him, you know? So it's one of those situations. which happens all the time, actually. A lot of people don't realize how often that happens.
Did Vanilla Ice buy the rights? They're under pressure.
No.
You
kidding me? He got sued for that.
Yeah, Vanilla Ice couldn't afford that.
Yeah, he got sued when that came out, and then I don't think he had to pay any money, but he had to change. They had to change the publishing credit to Queen and David Bowie. So they honestly, Queen and David Bowie probably made more money off of that song than anything else.
Dobby, and no, I haven't gotten any requests to watch that. I
didn't realize it was out. I didn't think it was out yet.
The streaming, along with Jackass 4.5.
Yeah, that's already out. I was very surprised by that. And Top Gun Maverick, the Blu-ray has already been announced, and the movie hasn't come out in theaters yet. I don't understand that. Like, that's not how it's supposed to work.
Because it was delayed, so they probably worked on the Blu-ray while it was being delayed, I would think. Maybe. Why they announced it so soon, I don't know. It'd be like, well, why don't I just wait to the Blu-ray?
That's so odd to me. Have I seen Cool as Ice? Cool as Ice is a terrible movie. I have it on VHS, but it's a terrible movie. Right, and the only reason why Vanilla Ice got bashed for it is because he was really the first white successful rapper. Like, come on now, let's get real here.
No, Derek, I haven't had any requests for Fantastic Planet. It's okay, nothing to be sorry about, nothing to apologize about. But no, I haven't. A Nice Tale is a decent movie.
Yeah, I like that.
And
Forbidden Planet, have you ever got a paid request for that?
No.
Or Fantastic Planet, I'm sorry, Fantastic.
No. I know I don't care about the new Firestarter. Don't care.
Favorite Looney Tunes character? Probably Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny. Yeah, Vanilla Ice was in Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze.
Of course I remember that. Which I love the story behind that, when he showed up on set and the guy in the Michelangelo suit went over to give him a hug, and his bodyguards like acted like they want to fight. So all you saw was guys in Ninja Turtle suits and Foot Clan getting ready to beat up Vanilla Ice's bodyguards, because everybody was a martial artist on that movie. So it was going to be a bad day for his bodyguards.
Now, Flash, is that one of those where it's a he said, she said thing?
Probably.
So I don't know what any evidence of that is.
Top Secret's fun. I like Top Secret with Val Kilmer. I have it on DVD back here. But yeah, the Blu-ray is finally out. Today they announced Coneheads is finally getting an American release. What Women Want with Mel Gibson's getting a release, and What's Eating Gilbert Grape is getting released finally on Blu-ray. So I'm pretty excited about all three of those.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I like those movies. What's Eating Gilbert Grape is a good one.
Yeah.
But with that said, going to start heading out. I got about 31% on the phone. Thanks, Felicity and Fabio, for joining me. When Frame by Frame, if you see this afterward, thank you so much for the request. And the people out there watching, thanks, guys, for watching. We have over 50 people in here.
That's
Thank you
scary.
guys. Uh, really appreciate it. Do you want to tell anyone what you have coming out or anything promote or?
Still working on some paid requests. Getting through. There were some random ones that came in. Taking care of all that this week, and I will have a couple more streams up this week because again they were paid requests, and I will let everybody know what's going on with those. But nope, right now just trying to knock out some paid requests and try to start moving into some other things. Maybe the beginning of next week here, we'll see what happens.
As for me, the same thing. Have a decent amount of pay requests. Have at least 20 to get to by the end of the month.
Yeah, I know it's crazy.
I will be doing a stream probably on the 25th since it's my birthday. So I probably will do a stream on then.
Well, happy early birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I said this before. It's funny. Me, you, Afri, and Michael CP, we all have birthdays in May, which is
And then
interesting.
Perry Fan 49's birthday. He's like 2 days after me, I think.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And when was yours?
Mine
Again?
was Thursday, the 19th. That was my birthday.
Happy belated birthday once
Thank you.
again. And for those out there, stay safe. Take it and keep it going day by day. That's all we can do. Thank you guys for joining us. Thankfully, Sneakerella, we never have to see it again.
God, I hope not.
And thank you guys for joining us. You guys have a good night or a good day, whichever timeline it is going for you. And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Take care.